like the glorious wolves you are. We sense human!
Enemy contact! Finders keepers! Enemy contact!
Too easy!
Enemy contact! Yes, please!
Consider your nose ruined!
Useless.
Oh, your mama would be proud! Flashbang! Enemy spotted!
Throwing frag.
You are weak!
Forming frag. Mark for death. stronger, you are crueler, and you will kill them all. Flank! Success!
Target down.
Contact!
Impressive.
Flame of hearts! Pathetic!
It's going down. Too easy.
Yes! Flame of hearts!
So this is it.
So you can get the job done.
greatest gift. Pride in my creation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gears 5 Winter Major, presented by the Batman Losers Semifinals. Rebel, E United, deadlock 1-1. We're heading into Training Grounds escalation after watching Spire as Rebel took that, and then Afira 6-2 victory for E United. No questions asked, the better team, at least in this series right now when it comes to execution. But let's talk about it, Blaze. We're going into map number 3. We've seen 2 maps. Who has the leg up?
Going into Training Grounds, I feel like currently E United may have the leg up. I feel like when it comes down towards their initials and their clutch potential, they've been looking good here off the start. Now, Rebel here, their teamwork has been a little bit smoother now. When we come down to escalation towards the mid game, I think that they could be a little bit stronger than E United, but E United, with them getting the first bloods, their teamwork and their strategy off the initials, I can see them getting up to some early leads in this escalation and just holding those leads, converting them into some round wins. So we'll see how these rounds start off. But E United, I do think they got the leg up right now.
They do have the leg up, and I'm going to tell you something, Blaze. I'm a bit concerned for Rebel. So Afira, a map that I needed to see Rebel win, and the reason why is because now E United is tied up 1-1. They're going into Training Grounds. I favor them there. I really do. I think they're going to win TG. And then they're going into their best control map, which is Ritual. I mean, that is their undisputed best map. They're even better than Pittsburgh Knights there. So there's a chance E United wins this series in 4 maps, 3-1. So we need Rebel to take this TG, like they have to, in my honest opinion, because if they go into Ritual Control and they are down in the series, I don't see a map 5 happening. So for TG, they're going to have to pull up and go massive. But you brought up a great point. Their slaying power is there. The Overlook fight could go their way if we see the likes of Demon or Identus pop off.
Yeah, it definitely could. When we got a chance to watch them play this map yesterday up against the Pioneers, we saw them kind of get off to some quick rounds, but, they were slow to start and they were indecisive on certain team decisions in which they had to make. So if they can really just trust each other, be there for each other on the teamwork, and they do that, they can be successful. But they were losing those initials yesterday, and they had to play from behind. We saw a lot of close rounds, and we know that they got that clutch potential.
Right.
But Rebel needs to be ahead and play some good gears for them to be able to win these rounds.
Well, the last time these two teams played was during Pro League on training grounds, and 5-3 victory is what E United was able to get. And I believe they were pulling out all the stops there. And if I do remember correctly, and I don't know who I was casting, actually, it might have been you, Blaze, but I'm not so certain. But Exploits was hitting beautiful snipes. We know Sniper is eventually going to go in cave. It always does, it seems, every time we watch training grounds. But I didn't feel like during that matchup against E United that they complemented Exploits well. They were getting too pigeonholed on the neutral. They weren't spreading out and trying to get on, really, they weren't getting a two-hill advantage at all during that series. They've developed a lot more. I think Rebel looks 10 times stronger than they did at the beginning of the split, so I'm not too concerned with the last time they played, even though E United did win it, but I still favor them here. But, I mean, hey, if Rebel gets this victory, map 5, it's going to be right around the corner. Demise already on the overextension.
Already indeed. And he'll have that 1v1 on his opponent's home hill, but you see Rebel on top of E United's home. Powers was trying to be close enough to his teammate in case they needed revives, and they will be there taking a lot of shots from the side. Rebel will be able to clean up, get both downs. Dyslexic able to get a kill here on the flank as somebody was pursuing him. 2-to-1 hill advantage for E United. Rebel finally going to start getting some control over at B, but they also have to take Dyslexic out of this position as soon as possible if they want control over this side of the map, and they'll finally be able to do that. Now, can they slow it down? They're going to get a cross from top overlook. Demise gets taken out. They do have a player on their side of the map. That's TJ. He is behind enemy lines on Rebel side, just trying to be annoying, trying to force players to have to fight him. But not too many people are taking the bait.
Yeah, not too many people are taking the bait at all, and Identa's being in the God spot is going to be great for him to be able to hold down B. Inevitably, United is going to make that push, and that's going to be done with Dyslexic and I believe TJ. Meanwhile, see Powers and Demise are going to make a move on Overlook, so it's going to be up to Demon and Crack to hold them at bay as they are currently in that location. Matter of fact, actually, Demon is going to be down low to keep one of them in check. Identa's going to get ran through. TJ is going to get that kill, but quickly traded out. Demon is going to get the drop, and now he's got to be on the hunt because two players are there. They're about to pounce on the Bravo. Meanwhile, Crack is going to be in an intense fight over here on the Overlook. Taking this over means they could go for the overextension, keep the 2-to-1 hill advantage, keep the lead, but they've got to do this correctly. And meanwhile, it looks as if they're actually winning this as Demise falls, and we see Identitas and Exploits pounce on Dyslexic and TJ on the neutral. Rebel can win this in a way of domination, so E United needs to be very careful here.
They really do. They really do. But E United, even I think this looks like a 2v3. They got a little bit of Lancer fire from Powers on the back. They're kind of winning that fight up top. Demise versus Demon. Demon's holding his shot. Powers, he's going to be having a cross for Demise as well as he sends Demise on the flank. Demon's going to back up. They had a mark on him, so Demise makes a good adjustment. And E United chooses to continue to play for two, and they're not going to be aggressive. But Demise, you see how he kept the pressure up? He never automatically played for the 2-to-1 hill setup. He was fighting for everything in which he can get safely and backed up at the right time, and he took control over the fight with his team, and they'll be able to take this first round.
Yeah, Demise played that so well, and I'm so happy you pointed him out because for the longest time, he kept that Overlook fight extended and stagnated, and by doing so, yeah, and E United, they kept the 2-to-1, and they're happy with that. They really were, because Rebel was putting on the pressure plays. There was a chance if they win the neutral fight, they also win that Overlook fight. Look, E United's not going to have a hill. Do they get the domination? Maybe not, but they didn't need that at that point because the points were so close. They just needed 2 hills and a decap, so well done from Demise, really holding his ground, and E United taking round number 1, and I love the composure from them because at a certain point, Rebel was looking strong, but Identa's what we up to? Are we placing the sniper down early? No, we're getting the bold talk, but it'll come soon enough, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure will. They'll get something on their secondary to work with, and this team loves that bold talk. They love the retro lancer as well. Now, when it comes down to it, at this point, they could get 2 centerline power weapons if they want. But Rebel, they need to make sure that they at least win these next few rounds. Most importantly, round number 3. I'll let you guys know why a little bit later. But Crack, he has to back down from the Overlook, dropping towards Demon. Him and Identa's dropping down. They're trying to take the 3v1, but it's Dyslexic. He's able to watch their back, but Crack moves in to get 2. I didn't think he was going to be able to break through the way that he did. He'll get some help on the flank, and now Demise is the last one left alive, but he'll overextend the map, force this 1v1 to have to happen on his opponent's side as he waits for his teammates to, come off the respawn, get set up, and try to slow the map down for themselves.
Yeah, Demise just like round one, keeping the round extended, and what a push that was on the
Oh.
exploits, and an even better second shot on Identities.
fights
And
these.
now he can go on. Oh, yo, Demise is nasty today. We've seen TJ step it up at times. We've seen Power step it up at times, but no, when it comes to Training Grounds map number 3, Blaze, it is Demise who is shining.
Man, the fact that he even gets a double kill on his opponent's side decaps the home hill. And, you know, you got some great plays being made by Rebel on this side of the map as well to kind of counteract what Demise is doing. But he has kept this game pretty much at a tie when E United was on the verge of being dominated right there.
All right, so we do
Now,
see.
E United, they're going to try to spread out on this lower side of the map. They need to get their home hill back as well, but since they know it's so close and they still have a lead at this 1-1, they're playing for map control. They're playing for kills. They're not thinking about the hills right now.
You can't at this point. You just got to establish control, get your map presence, spread yourselves out. And Dyslexic keeping his head on a swivel, but he might have some competition soon. Demon and Crack wanting to push up. They see that Dyslexic is by himself, but do they know Demise is coming from the middle end of things? Well, Crack does. You see him firing some shots, but Demise continuing to make great plays, good rotations, and good coverage, but he can't get Dyslexic back in the fight. Nice spread onto one. Gets the chunk, but it's not going to be enough. Rebel ultimately with the 2-1 advantage will have Crack still there to get the neutral. This is a key moment where Rebel takes control of this 2-1. This could very well result in them tying this map up 1-1.
Yeah, it could. It really could. Now, as Rebel, they're going to start kind of spreading out. Back down there towards the B hill. Powers takes the player out the God spot. He'll be able to hold on. He's now going to start trying to flank Overlook or possibly get over there towards the A hill, get that decap there for his opponent. Exploit has the same idea. Powers actually drops back with a Lancer. He'll get some shots on both these players. That's a double down. He's looking for him. He's like, where the hell did you go? There you go.
2 downs. TJ gets the clutch, and looks like United might hold on here, and they will hold on because Powers makes a good rotation, goes over to the opposite end, plus the domination is coming through, and that is another close round points-wise, Blaze. But E United still taking it, remaining composed, and again going back to Demise, making that beautiful overextension. Rebel, to their credit, have had great initials off of rounds 1 and round 2, Blaze, but it's E United who's comfortable with the long game and does a great job dismantling Rebel towards the later ends of the rounds, and by doing so, obviously netting them a positive result. So for Rebel, I don't know what they need to do differently. I guess close the rounds earlier. You mentioned that they're comfortable on their initials. If they can convert those strong initials into a domination, maybe they find success. But extending the rounds, E United seems to have the favoritism here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see as well. You know, E United, when it comes down towards making those late game decisions to be able to just make it easier for your team coming out on a victory, putting yourself in the right spot, you know, taking your numbers. They're doing it all very, very well. Now, E United off the start, they're able to pick up 2. They'll win that Overlook fight and also pick up a kill from down low. Here's the flank from Dyslexic. Exploits can't do much but go back towards Spine. Demon, he has to go forward, can't go backwards there. And that's a trip cap coming through. Rebel, they get to the C hill, but they take a lot of damage, and Dyslexic is going to cut back and flank. He'll pull out his pistol. The immediate down. TJ couldn't get the kill, but Dyslexic trying to make the 1v2 happen. He'll have Lancer Fire coming out from Powers behind him, and also a pinch from Demise. Another respawner coming out from Rebel. It's a brawl on a home hill, and that's the double down in which Rebel needed to move forward and start getting some more map control.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't expect Rebel to survive that. I really didn't, and they might even thrive after they're done, because look at them overextending, plus fighting on the neutral. Big fight for Exploits to push TJ back. He does so, but now E United, they need to pounce on A, and they need to keep Demon out there. Demon is flying, but Demon is forced to retreat, playing the long game. He didn't want to throw his life away, but you mentioned TJ is flying, and man, did he fly ever. He's on the opposite side.
He juked him. Out of all the plays that TJ could have made, it was decapping his opponent's home hill, because if you look at the mini map before he did that, the rest of his teammates were trapped by their home. But TJ created the opportunity, and now Powers goes off. Him and TJ both get the double kill, and that's a trip cap coming through off the back of TJ's beautiful rotations. Good job.
Rotation. I mean, we've seen TJ pull up now, Blaze. We've seen Demise have standout plays, and I'm going to compliment Dyslexic now off of the beginning, I loved his route. You mentioned they win the Overlook fight. They go home hill to home hill. Dyslexic takes the opportunity to then go up to the steps of where Rebel's home hill is at. And by doing so, he's able to lay down a ton of damage. Speaking of which, the damage done leader for his roster with 10,000 done. And you can't discredit that. That is a big factor. Dyslexic is pulling his weight and then some. And I love that about the guy. He could slay out, but he can also play the support role. He literally does it all, and Powers believes in him. But now with the sniper in Cave, last round of the first half, let's see if this is finally the answer Rebel needed.
Let's find out. And I want to watch exploits too as well going into this round, because he really needs to pick it up and find himself a kill and not get shut down. Crack's taking a lot of damage. Idensis makes it in there for the scope. He'll get taken out by TJ, and his two members of E United inside, chilling, relaxing, being able to pick up the power weapons and back up. They're taking some damage. No downs coming through, and E United, they'll be able to slow this round down. Crack survives the body shot, but if he got hit there, I can guarantee you E United was pushing in there to take over Overlook. But instead, they'll slow it down. Here's the rotation towards B. Oh.
You felt it, didn't you?
It was coming.
You felt it. It still is coming, man. Don't worry about it. Powers, he's ready. I do like the pressure from Rebel, though, and I appreciate it on this overextension. If this was second half, Rebel would be in a great spot at the moment, but it's first half still. And even so, they're still in a great spot. What am I talking about? They have A and B locked in place, and they're holding it down. Jolie Brown, man. So now Powers with that sniper, is he going to open up a door? He was pushed all the way back to his spawn, but now he can finally break away. Maybe find an opportunity to get a little headshot onto Demon. This isn't going to be easy for E United to break through that choke point, but they must try it. Dyslexic baiting it a bit, but here we go. They're finally going for it. Rebel, hold on tight.
Powers misses that body shot. He's going to pull out the shot. He was looking for another, but he took a lot of damage. That's a great body shot there for him and TJ to work together to get that kill. Demon will find a down on Dyslexic as he's going to the home hill. It's going to be Idensis full red. He gets taken out, and E United will net themselves another home hill demise for the win.
Good shot.
And Powers gets the headshot on exploits. It's going to be a 4-0 for E United as they have had a perfect training grounds escalation map so far. Rebel, they can't do anything about it. They are not winning on the initials. They have not been successful at getting those first few kills for them to be able to get up in these rounds.
And that surprises me, man, because we were complimenting Blaze, or we complimenting Rebel Blaze about, you know, their initials and their slaying power and how well they go about it. But no, you're right. E United's played this flawlessly, and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't think Rebel could do anything to really counteract that. I mean, they are trying their best. It's not like Rebel's playing bad. E United is just shutting them down every step of the way, whether it's off the initials or whether it's off, you know, an elongated round. They're kind of doing it all. They really are. And at Rebel at this point to come back down 4-0, we don't see it often. It's not even isolating Rebel as saying they can't do it. But I mean, really, guys, how often do you see a comeback from 4-0 deficit?
You know, this is breaking down here towards Crack and Idensis, and you'll see TJ flank them both. Crack and Idensis, they're the tip of the spear, all right? They're going in for the power weapons. They're fighting at the Overlook, and if they can't come out victorious, then it's going to be slow for Rebel. If that doesn't work out for them, then you need to let Demon and Exploits on the outskirts of the map get aggressive. Take them off their leashes. Let them go out there and try to make the plays for their team. Because even though Exploits doesn't have a lot of kills, he's putting out the damage, all right? He's putting out the damage for his teammates. The support fire is there, but still the kills need to get acquired.
I know Friend said keys to victory, limit the hero plays, but the analyst S did say it. You know, can we also make an exception for Powers? Powers, he doesn't need to make a hero play. Let's not kid ourselves. With the United being up 4-0, there really is no hero plays to be made. But this man with that sniper and also helping aid his team to take over the neutral puts them in a power position. Surely that was a headshot. No, but I guess we'll take the body. That's fine. And he'll line up another one onto Crack. Crack doing the two-step, trying to avoid that headshot, but he's going to get dropped either way. And with him being in no man's land, I think he's going to die out here.
You know, some people may call it hero plays, and others may say it's just another day in the office, okay? Like, you know, when Superman is out there saving everybody, you know, not everything is super spectacular. You know, he's just, you know, he's doing it, he's getting it done. You know, it's another day in the office.
That's right. And I think for Powers, man, he's been here, done that too many times, Blaze. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know? Yeah.
But I mean, this major would mean a lot to this man. With Kenny breaking off, Powers really taking the reins now of E United and representing them well. This major means a lot to him. And beautiful snub shots from him from the top of Overlook. And E United well on their way to victory here, 5-0. And you want to talk about the mentality of losing not only a Fira 6-2, but then losing TG 5-0 heading into E United's best control map of Ritual. Things could get ugly very quickly. If not, they've already are ugly for Rebel.
They see this push coming from a mile away. Powers gets the kill. He's like, all right, GG. I'm flanking.
It's over. It's over.
GG. As he's going to move in. They get the kill on Crack. That's going to be map number 3 wrapped up for E United in a dominant fashion, 5-0. Rebel, they didn't stand a chance there on escalation. Demise putting in that work on a Sunday morning. Just leg day.
Hey, it is, man. It's for somebody out there, not me though. I've been skipping it. I can't even lie, man. I'm starting to look. Hey, production. You don't have to agree with that, man. But I am looking a bit top heavy. I can't lie, Blaze. So I'm gonna need to get back into jump. But E United looking top heavy in this series, my guy. Up 2-1, Blaze, and like I said, heading into their best control map of Ritual. I thought we were going to a map 5. I really did, but Rebel needed 2 maps in the first 3. They don't get that. I think this series might be done with, but let's try to make some positives here. Can Rebel come back? And I mean that really, Blaze. Can Rebel come back? Let's not fluff up the chat. Can they really do it?
You know, they can, okay? They can. You got a control and you got an execution coming up. That is their better 2 game modes. I think Rebel has a great chance if you can get them over there towards that execution canals. They know that as well. The hardest thing for them is this control, and I do believe it's going to be on Ritual, if I'm not mistaken.
It is Ritual.
So, yeah, Ritual control. So, Rebel, they had a tough series there before. But if they do it, yeah, I got a lot of faith for them in the map 5. But even if they get there, one thing that's been slow for them is their initials, okay? The first blood, being able to utilize their numbers. Now, on a control map, once they get off to that start with the early start with the heal, it's a little bit more forgiving when you lose some team fights and you have that lead, because you can get set up and put yourself in a position what you want. And then you guys can, you know, work your setup. So they definitely have the best chance at taking down E United on this control map coming up. But after that, the lying issue is still there. You got to be able to get those first bloods.
You do. Well, you do. Actually, Blaze, remember, though, on Afira, first bloods, I mean, I'm pretty sure Rebel had double the first bloods of E United on Afira execution. They still didn't convert them to a W, though.
They still couldn't. They really couldn't. And a big portion is that E United, they clutched up on them a few rounds, okay?
Sure.
And you saw a lot of big bow plays come from them. Even though Rebel had the drop shots, it didn't work out for them the way that they wanted to on Afira. So, hey, even when that first blood come through at the end of the day, if you can't convert, you can't convert. If you got a superstar Slayer on your front spine, he gets kills and no one can follow up, hey, unfortunate, you're going to lose the round. So it has to be a team effort.
I will say, Rebel is a map 4 team. What do I mean by that? I have seen plenty of times when they are down in a series, map 4 rolls around, we see a different level of energy come out from them. And I think we're going to see that in map number 4. And now whether or not that's enough to get through E United, I'm not so certain. E United, they got all the wins behind them in their cells, brother. And they are feeling super, super positive that this series is going to be theirs. We know Powers, E United as a whole, dyslexic for goodness sakes. You know, we talk about Latin America wanting to win a major, and that's all good and well. I think PK's got a great chance to do so. But dyslexic on EU, he's still representing Latin America, even though he's playing on an NA team. And the only Latin American player to get a championship ever for Latin America is Identives, the king.
Yep.
So that crown might be shared this weekend, or might even be shared by the end of today if E United can take it. So you got Powers trying to fight for the first championship without Kenny, trying to represent EU and be back on top. And he hasn't been in a grand finals in quite some time, too. Let's not kid ourselves. And then you also have Dyslexic fighting for Latin America, too. So EU United, they got a lot behind them. But Rebel also has the tenacity to be able to come back in the series. They really do. And like I said, map 4 typically is where they turn up and go big when they're behind. So I'm hoping we go to map 5 because I want to see powers opposite of exploits, because that right there, man, is everything you want in a loser bracket.
Yeah, it's everything, and with this championship Sunday, we have 3 different opportunities of Latin American players get another championship. It could be this entire Rebel squad. It could be the entire Nice team, or it can be Dyslexic, getting a solo crown for itself, being from the region. The only way that doesn't happen is if the Pioneers play spoiler once again, okay? If the Pioneers just keep it NA dominant and say, hey, y'all not going to get another one this event. Sorry for you. And they come out victorious. And that's a strong possibility,
I know,
as we all know. But with the 3 teams in which they got to face up against today, it's going to be really hard for them.
It's funny, too, when you think about Bronny and being in winners finals to play against Pittsburgh Knights. They were in winners finals before. He was with Handles and Acels, not Zyshow, but Handles and Acels back on that VQ roster. And if you remember, Blaze, they had a chance to make it the grand finals, but they ended up dropping down to the loser bracket, and then they finished up top 3. That was the last time Bronny played with Handles and Acels on that roster of Vanquish. Now he's looking to repeat success, or at least repeat history here, but this time overtake it by making it into grand finals. And KCP, the fact that they are even here, I've got to be honest with you, Blaze, I didn't expect that. I really did. And I don't know if you did. I don't think anybody did, but now they're here. They're proving the doubters wrong, and that is an awesome thing to see.
I expected the Pioneers to make it far. I truly did.
Sure.
I expected them to make it to championship someday, be in a top 4 scenario, and be able to defend that title. I do believe that they're that good. But did I believe that they could win this coming into this weekend?
No.
Nah, I didn't. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still on the fence. I'm not 100% sure after watching those matches yesterday. And I know y'all like, Blaze, they look so good. Yeah, they did look good. But today is Championship Sunday.
It is.
Okay, you have to be consistent for 3 straight days, especially when it comes down to this bracket. And so they got a tough matchup going up in there in the winners finals, but they win that one up against PK. Yeah, their odds, they're up there, and I think that they could go and they'll 3-peat. But until it happens, which is gonna come up right after this series,
I know
I'm still on the fence because it's Championship Sunday. I want to see that consistency for 3 straight days, because we've seen in the past where teams dominated the Pro League, dominated group play, dominated the first few rounds of bracket play on Saturday, and then Sunday come out. They never woke up. They never woke up, bro.
They just go to sleep, man.
They never woke up.
Tough. It's true, man. It is the gauntlet, and we compared that to the MSP. It was only 2 days, but the major's 3 days. Major's 3 days. You got a lot of money on the line. You got a championship on the line, and I think the championships at times means more than the money. I'm going to be real with you, especially when it comes to gears. They're just built different. Speaking of which, I want to give a shout out. We do have a couple of watch parties going down, and I think Domes should be live. And Domes, man, he was live yesterday. I was watching his watch party, and I was just dumbfounded. The guy was live for over 13 hours. He watched it from the beginning of yesterday to the end of yesterday, and he did the exact same thing on Friday. His graphics are awesome. He had the hypest outro with the year. I'm going to be honest with you, Domes is doing it right. We appreciate the watch parties and spreading the love for Gears Blaze. We know we have a beautiful community. You've been advocating this community since literally day number 1. Jesus said, let there be lights, and Blaze had a Gears copy in his hands, okay? So at that point, Blaze, I just want to say, hey, I'm sorry to date you, man, but hey, look, Blaze, you've been there since the beginning, but I love the watch parties. I love the personalities and the ex-pros and the pros in general getting, getting involved by spreading the love, spreading the major love, spreading Gears as a whole. That's what we need to make this community grow.
Yeah, he said, let there be light, and I rose from the rivers of canals, okay? And I said, where am
dual
I?
shocks on it.
All right?
I'm joking. I'm sorry.
I said, nah, it wasn't no dual shocks there at the time, okay? We wasn't in purgatory, okay? It wasn't no New Testament, all right? It was the beginning, my brother. And so, and big shout out to Dones, okay? Lot gang out there. Got a lot of love for him. Vibe Master, Hype Man. And, you know, we love his community over there. So I hope you all are having a fantastic time as Powers and TJ picking up where they left off.
Oh, yeah. Powers TJ just crushing the competition. We talked about the strong initials for Rebel being pretty much non-existent, and we saw the same thing on Spire on that first Chapel Hill. E United was able to walk right through them, and Powers is just, I'm telling you, this man is not losing.
Oh, he ain't losing whatsoever, okay? This is not what... That's not something that is in his vocabulary, and when it happens, it's a rare moment. It's a rare moment, and he's even dumbfounded by it. But he gets back towards the normal program, hitting shots like that in big-time matches. And E United, 30-0 to kick this one off. And I don't think you'll see Rebel get a single bit of scrap time off this P1 as they're going to choose to rotate towards next. But Powers making sure that he can down these players in the back line, slowing down a rotation. That pistol was thumping.
Bro, that pistol has been nasty all weekend. And you know what? Colin brought that up as well. You know, people are like, why aren't they using the Lancer? You know, no, that pistol hurts. That pistol hurts if you can spam it out properly and you can hit your shots. My lord, the damage you can output is absolutely incredible. And Powers hasn't died. He's 5-0 for a reason, and that man is tearing up the competition. I'm tearing up to the stump, getting another down. You can't stop the man. I'm telling you, he's absolutely insane. And Crack, you can't challenge him. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Hold on, he's going to try it, though. He's going to try a little two-step. Hey, we dancing a salsa out here. Powers got the moves. I see it. He backing up. He backing up. He's getting pressured. You got to kill Powers. Okay.
Oh, no, they don't save him. He did a fantastic job playing his life. But Dyslexic was taking so much time back here in the back spot. He needed to move up a little bit sooner to help him. But great start there from Powers. Now, Dyslexic, Powers off the respawn. He'll be able to take down Identitas, picking up where he left off. Demise will find a kill here towards the back of the spawn as well. And you'll see Rebel set up, not full control just yet. They'll have the far spawns, and this is where Crack and Exploits, they need to find one kill soon for their team to help them out. Identitas will make it a 3v3. They get Dyslexic as he spawned across map. Now Rebel, they'll have 2 more downs. His Powers left in the hill. He can't take out anyone, and E United should be playing for next off of this.
Yo, you see Rebel coming back? Blaze, you see Rebel coming back? I want a map 5. I really do. I'm impartial to who takes this. You know, Colin might have his opinions in Latin America. We all know how he is. He likes to be the villain of the scene, okay? And I hate to do that to him. I really do. But he owns it. He owns it. But Rebel is coming back 5 points away, and Powers still doing Powers things, tearing up the competition. And, well, he's going to get the drop onto 1, get the finish onto Exploits. He's 8-2, 8,400 damage done, and we're only on hill number 3.
Only on hill number 3. E United, they're set up great for hill 3 to at least start this fight. They're going to have the spawn side. Now Rebel having to push through this top lane over here at Skull. They'll get some downs, but the kills don't come through the way that they needed to. It's a 4v3 in favor of E United. They're okay with just slowing down Rebel's aggressiveness. That's a big kill that came through from Dyslexic as Exploits tried to take the spawn side and flank around. You'll see another attempt from Demon. He's able to at least get one of those kills. That's going to make it a 3v3 for his team on this side of the map. And it's a brief 3v3. Exploits get stunned. Identitas gets taken out, and E United once again wins another battle. And you'll probably see 2 more chaotic fights just like that before Rebel starts to feel that panic and slow down a little bit more. They're trying to hope that they can get the momentum and the flow and the pace of this match back in their favor with a few big wins, but they're not happening. E United is playing a lot cleaner than them currently.
Steven picking up Powers, and Crack picking up the torque bow. There is a chance Rebel can get their act together and start coming back in this moment. But, you know, one of the keys to success on this map specifically is shutting down Powers. I know we've been saying his name nonstop, Blaze, but you really do have to shut him down on this map. And if you're able to isolate him, 1v2 him, do whatever, you will find success. I'm that convinced he is that much of an X factor on this very map for E United. Rebel, though, mounting up a push here. Demise at the forefront, who had a phenomenal training grounds, is looking to replicate that success here. Powers, though, extending his flank out, pushing Demon and Crack back. And I am so impressed at how E United just pushed Rebel back. Like, I'm talking Rebel went from being inches away from the hill to being a mile away.
Oh man, he's just asking for whatever help he can get. Some good shots from Powers, being stuck on the corner, playing off his left hand. He's able to find 2 kills. He cannot be touched. Even between his opponents, he'll now force Identis to have to turn around. Exploits, can you handle him? He wants to take the other 2 off the respawn as well, but Powers forces back Rebel. His teammates follow up. Demise is taken out. Now, unluckily for him, they got the far spawn. Rebel will be able to move in and start getting some of these kills. Well, start getting some of the time on the hill. United contesting it. But Rebel, they do got the spawns for next.
Yep. And that's going to be beneficial. They need to close the gap and come back, shut down the momentum from E United. It really is becoming that serious at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, this loser semifinals. Loser is done. Their tournament run is over. Their chances for glory, their chances for a championship will end if you do not win this series, if you don't move forward. And at least in this case, it is up to Rebel to win Ritual and force a map number 5 of Canals. The pressure is there, but it's up to you to either feed off of it or crumble like a lawn chair. I don't know if they crumble or fold. Fold like a lawn chair, that's what I was trying to say. Powers with the torque bow. He'll be rotating around. This hill's going to be a scrappy one for sure, but with him having the torque bow and the angle, he's going to send one flying onto, oh, Demon's still down. He's going to be finished, and he'll to prioritize Identives. Talk to me about that, Blaze. How easy would it have been for him to just stick Demon, maybe bait out a respawn, but instead he makes the better play and goes for Identives. That was a good prioritization.
Nah, it truly was, okay? Making sure they can keep the pressure on his teammates. Even with those down players, you know, people have to come and revive them, or they'll just time themselves out. Great shot from Powers, but he's quickly traded out. And now you're going to have Rebel start to move up into this hill. It's Demon. He loses his teammates. He's in a 1v2. Knows he has to stay in a fight and play off that damage, but E United will slow it down. That's a great smoke on the outside, but they're going to rush Demon, not showing him any respect. As E United is going to move in as a unit, he gets stunned again. Powers gets some solid shots out, disengages a smoke. He's going to either flank or re-engage off of that, but that forced Rebel towards the outside into the open. You saw a quick pick on that bow from Demon. Dyslexic tried to get in to take him out, but he won't be able to. It's Demise and TJ finding kills. TJ finds 2, and that's a team wipe. E United, they'll collect on that scrap time. Powers 18 and 5, 16k damage.
Tower of power, my guy. Tower of power. I mean, there is nobody even close. Demon will be the closest to 14k damage, but I mean, Powers is, I mean, he's in a league of his own, like without question. And I love this series for EU only because we have seen, like I said, TJ have his moments, Demise have his moments, and obviously Powers is doing his thing. And even Dyslexic, you know, he's been up there hanging with the boys, and he's doing a great job of doing it. Beautiful back angle here to put Rebel into the blender, you have to assume. Good team pickups, though. Rebel continues to push back out. There's a chance they recover, and they do. That was a great recovery where it looked like they were down and out. They end up getting the team pickups. They also get the torque bow, and they also have the hill. That was a perfect play from Rebel.
A perfect play. Now, Rebel, with 60 points, they need the entirety of this time. They're going to have 3 bows to work with on Identis. Him and Demon, they're going to watch the edge on the left. That's exactly where they should be. Identis is pressed up just far enough. He has an active on his bow. He revs it, but indecisive on where he has to use it. Demon backs up way too much. He can't allow that player to push him the way that he did. He puts the pressure on Identis, and they get angled out, but that's a situation where that's a 1v1. You just got to fight that guy as he's coming down the alley, but he probably got stunned. He wanted the help, but that's a situation where you kind of needed 2 shotties out. He had to win your 1v. Instead, E United, they get the kill. They break out to the back spawn. They got the pinch on multiple players. Rebel trying to save face. They can only do so much. They're going to have to start playing for next soon.
It's a big kill, though. Identives taking on TJ, even though Identives gets hit with a full spread, an apartment complex. Well, I guess somebody didn't pay their rent, and he evicts whoever ended up sending it his way. Demise, though, will take him down, and E United will get richer in points. TJ with the sidestep, taking down Demon, and things are starting to look rough for Rebel. I hate to say it, I really do, but 231 to 112. Things are out of control at this point. They're not getting out of control. They are already there. And E United, I mean, just absolutely soaring through. Powers going for a 20k bomb and damage done. He's at 19. Good motion. Come on. What can't the man do? He drops. But, I mean, the fact that he's keeping those 1v2s and 1v3s that competitive and that tense is just, I mean, only something he can do.
Only something he can do. There's still enough time off this hill for E United to be able to win this map. But the way that Rebel set up, I think that opportunity is going to go out the window. E United knows it. They'll try to get as much time off this hill as they can. They also don't mind taking a lot of these fights. They're winning them. So they'll keep playing at a fast pace and stay aggressive. Demon in a 1v1, but Demise says, I've been taking these all day, bro. What's up? You want some of this? A little back A, take some of that off the side. Oh, you missed? It's cool. I'll go out wide. I'll finish you off. Okay.
Yo, you broke that down so well, too. Like, as he was doing it, like, and that's exactly, he's in there in the comms talking to himself, you know, he's just going through it, big mental battle, but Demise is just so good. I'm so impressed. I really am. And for the past 3 maps, E United hasn't even been close, man. They've been doing such a good job. Nice bait, though, from Exploits, taking down Powers. And Rebel, I'm not saying they're coming soaring back, but I don't think even things have shifted just yet. But they're fighting tooth and nail. They really are. At 260, things are scary, but it's not undoable for Rebel to close this deficit and come back. But they have a lot of work, without question. E United, they're going to bleed this hill dry. And Dyslexic already set it for next.
Rebel, they have to get a kill soon. They need to find a way to get into this, break into this setup, but they need to be careful going across mid-map. Identis gets marked, and he's going to get called out here towards the middle. That's a huge kill from Dyslexic. Almost comes out with 2, almost with 3.
Yo!
He'll get it. Now give him the ace to close this map out for his team.
He could get
Shotty out, backs up. He gets a little bit of help, but that's going to do it, Taylor.
That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And what a dominant 3 maps in a row for E United to knock Rebel out of the tournament and move forward in the losers bracket. I know they're keeping it suspenseful, $2.99, but that's where the buck will stop. And EU win the 3 maps they needed to win. There was no way they were going to Canals to face off against Exploits with that sniper rifle, but Powers, that man on your screen, he gets the damage done with 20K. He gets 21 kills. He gets the 10 assists. Like I said, Powers is not losing this event, and that is a great example as to what he can bring to the table. And if I'm anybody who's going to be playing against E United next, first and foremost, I'm picking Spire for map number 1, okay? I am playing them on Spire without question, okay? Because they're just simply not good there. But I'm going to think twice about picking Afira, Training Grounds, and Ritual, because those boys are nasty on all 3 of them.
They really are. They really are. They came out to play today. They started off the series kind of slow, but they woke up in map number 2, dominant performance, even better performance in map 3, and they were able to carry that momentum over towards the 4th. E United, they're in full form. They're ready to play anyone who drops from that winner side of the bracket, no matter if it's the Pioneers, they can get themselves some revenge, or go up against the Knights once again and take them down.
Yeah, and man, the Knights, that'd be a fun matchup to see. I know Powers personally, there's no other team that he wants to beat than the Pittsburgh Knights. Like, he wants to destroy them. And this is the scary thing. Pittsburgh Knights, let's say they do beat KCP and make it the grand finals. If E United ends up making their way through the loser bracket and they do all that work, put in all that work to make it there, and EU's got to play against PK, which, speaking of which, the last, I don't even know, 4 times they played against each other, E United has beat Pittsburgh Knights. That's going to be one hell of a battle. And I got to say, I'm interested in seeing it. But Blaze, who knows what's going to end up taking place, but winners final is going to be exciting. Pittsburgh Knights versus KCP, but for Rebel, hell of a tournament, but unfortunately their time will be cut short.
Yeah, time cut short indeed. And, regardless of who makes it towards the championship, like you said, E United, they go up against the Knights. It's going to be, it's really going to be back and forth between both of them. The same with the Pioneers as well. I love the 3 teams in which we have left in this tournament. I do think that we got the 3 best teams in our league remaining.
I think so.
It's honestly going to be anyone's game. You come from the winner side, you get a 1-map lead in the grand finals, but that just makes it so you got to win that first map, make it 1-1,
right.
make it even as you get geared up for the rest of the series. Definitely doable in that best of 9 in which we have.
Blaze, incredible performance from E United. They're well on their way to Victory Road. We'll see who their next opponent is going to be. Obviously, it's either going to be KCP or Pittsburgh Knights. That is going to be an absolute battle you don't want to miss, but we still need to recover and recap this great matchup before you, E United versus Rebel. Analyst, make some sense of it for me.
The only sense I can make is the fact that I can't be stopped. I'm on fire. Listen, I've called every single match for the last, ever since I stopped listening to Ribs, started following my heart. I've called every single game. 3-1, United wins it over Rebel. Now I'm going to stop being a douche now. Jokes aside, congratulations to the United squad. They make it forward. They advance to the losers bracket final. You got to take a look at the highlights here because it didn't start so hot for them, Toby.
No, it didn't. Yeah, Rebel, no surprise, actually. They started off very, very hot on this map. I didn't think they'd win to the extent they did, but boy, oh boy, did they turn up. That typical death ball strategy, winning the team fights over and over. And the casters touch upon this as well, but it seemed like United didn't really get going at any point, right? They didn't start coming into their own, right? Powers wasn't really going off. I think he finished negative KD-wise in the end. And it took till Avira, actually, for United to really wake up. The first round even, they were flawless. They didn't drop a single life. I believe that was it, actually, that round there in front of us. And it all started from there. I was really impressed, though, I have to say, by Rebel putting on a fight the way they did. Things got strategic from round number 2, of course. But in the end, we saw E United really kick off. You see TJ getting doubles left, right, and center. That clip was insane what he did there. Crack somehow not taking him out. And then, of course, we know what happened on TG. 5-0. Ribs, this was special, wasn't it, from E United?
Yeah, once United got momentum in that Afira, it was so important for Rebel to try to win that, to force a Canals to Game 5. It was just all she wrote at that point. 3 straight maps for E United. I don't know, I kind of predicted Rebel. I didn't know if E United was going to still be on fire from yesterday. It's safe to say that fire was still lit. I mean, they must have woke up, made some breakfast with a flame broiled breakfast using that fire. Just picked up right where they left off. I mean, TJ just continues to impress me. Demise, in my opinion, actually the MVP of that third map. And then we go on to this map, Ritual. We talk about how strong E United is on this map, Toby. I think there's a few reasons why that might be. But I don't know if you can agree. It's just the way they move around the map. Power to Dyslexic, there's so many walls. You get the torque bow. They just feel so confident in their shotgun fights as we watch Powers just completely go off this whole map, 1v2 after 1v2. Is it just the layout you think of the map, Toby? Just the way they're able to take the fights?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this because Ritual is somewhat open. You can, in terms of Lancer angles and whatnot, but there's a lot of covers around the map. So it's
look
just
at that corner.
You can have exactly, and you have like Powers with covers like this, pinballing around between walls, up steps, and getting the torque, of course, always helps as well. And I think it just lends itself to the E United playstyle, right? You think a different map, say District, would lend itself to that, but no, E United somehow have just found an absolute gem in Ritual, and throughout Pro League they've demonstrated that. Powers, just to get some stats on this, right? He went 28-16 yesterday against Rise. He went to sleep and he woke up and thought, I'm going to do the same again. And boy, did he do it well. 21-10, again using the torque bow effectively. And Rebel, again, they were just gone at this point simply because E United were just too hot to handle on this map.
Here's the craziest thing about this series. Power started slow. Power started a little bit quiet, but the fact that TJ and Demise were actually the two.
Don, what am I watching, Don? What am
Yeah, that's actually insane right there. We just saw on screen, we got the replay of that. And of course, you got this flight doing absolutely ridiculous things as well.
Could it be allowed to move like that? That should be
Yeah.
illegal. No, honestly, 3-1 to United. Congratulations to them. They look scary. I talked about how I'm concerned about teams coming from one day to the next. So proud of E United to be able to pick up right in the morning in a very important match and play honestly better than they did in that match last night, which was just such an exciting match. I thought there was a world where Rebel could maybe have a run today. That world must have not included the player called Powers, okay? He's not going to allow that. Obviously, all 4 players from E United playing amazing. They solidify themselves into losers finals, and they will wait for the loser of this night's Pioneers winners finals matchup.
That's right. Congratulations to Rebel. Obviously, top 4, impressive. But the point I was making is, with TJ and Demise being the 2 that are playing that insanely good, Power is obviously now matching that. It's a scary E United. You know, we know that Powers really had to kind of lead the way in that Game 5 on Execution Clock Tower yesterday. But with all 4 of them firing like this, man, I'm excited. It's going to be an interesting losers bracket final, to say the least. But of course, we have to get there. We got to get through our winners bracket final, which will be one heck of a matchup. Another LATAM versus North American matchup. The Kansas City Pioneers going live against the Pittsburgh Knights. We're going to start to break that down and get ready with our pre-show for that matchup in just a little bit. But of course, we can't do that without making sure y'all are aware that you can catch The Batman in theaters only in early March.
And the cat. got a nice ring.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays. Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes.
You came. I've been trying to reach you. Rose. Way.
Who are you under there? What are you hiding? Maybe we're not so different after all.
You new friend of yours? I'm not so sure.
If we don't stand up, no one will.
You guys are a hell of a duet here. Selena, don't throw your life away.
Don't worry, honey. I got 9 of them. Come on, vengeance. Let's get into some trouble.
The Batman. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX. Only in theaters March 4th.
Nice play.
Hundreds of games to choose from. PC, are you a player? Then do some. Download high quality PC games. Y'all better remember our name. What's your name? Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass for PC.
2021 Game Awards, Xbox Game Pass for PC, and you too. What do we think?
Such a good effort by everyone involved.
Did you write that, bro?
You're welcome.
Why it was written in the first place, unimportant compared to the main question of the day. What do PC gamers actually want?
They love brand new PC games.
We have some great ones coming day one.
Okay.
Some of them haven't even been announced yet.
Okay, great. Marketing idea. What if Gata tweets out this list, more or less leaking it in a cool, hip way? I retweet it because I have so many more followers than him.
It's done.
What's done?
Tweet it. It's out there.
No, you didn't. I don't
What?
think you should have.
Proactivity ain't a crime, man.
No, it might be because we didn't. Delete it right now. Delete it right now. He didn't do that.
We'll figure it out.
When people think about Xbox Game Pass, they think about console.
Sure.
They don't know we're a PC gaming service.
Why not just call it PC Game Pass?
Well, we're not going to rename the whole thing.
That's a great idea.
Really good.
Brilliant. Okay, we're going with that.
Just like that, you're going to change the name of the whole thing because of Gata, who calls himself Gata.
It's a good name.
You named yourself Lil Dicky.
Get out.
What's that?
I'm sorry, but I've never been disrespected like that in a public place. I'm kidding. Stay. Stick around.
Oh, that was so real.
And when I started, I was serious, and I pivoted.
Hey, Phil, I'm glad you were able to stick around and hear this. Listen,
Yeah.
all we gotta do is add some top-tier streamers to this to really land it. You know, stick it. We need some credibility, dude.
All right, well, let's ride this momentum of my friend here.
Gata, yes. What about
children. This territory now belongs to you. Slay the enemies of the Queen!
We are bringers of death.
Eye for an eye!
Took him out.
Target spotted! Trained one!
Excellent. Pull you down. Eliminated.
Hostile down!
Give it up.
Slow down there!
Stop obstructing me. Time to put you down.
You're in timeout! Hostile down! Target spotted!
Yes.
Time for fun, please.
Yes.
Eyes on that enemy! Incoming flashbang! Threat eliminated! Target spotted! Found a hostile! Been doing this a long time.
Throwing smoke.
Tempest! Yep.
Needed this. You got dropped.
Useless. Found a hostile. You're not me, right?
Hate to break it to you, but you're expendable.
Call it a makeover.
Incoming flash! Satisfied.
Found a hostile.
What, are you late for something? Glorious! Eyes on target!
Time to dance, asshole. Enemy marked. Eyes on that enemy! This bull's got horns.
Incoming flash! You're out of luck! Incoming flash grenade! Oh, just my size!
Enemy marked. Threat eliminated.
I am shocked. I am disgusted. I disavow.
I think might win them this day.
Now, I can definitely agree with you. They've been a little bit more on fire. They have a little bit more clutch, but that's because you take out a big part.
Capture territory. Hold your ground. Follow my lead. satisfied. Good. Kill them all.
I'm ready for ya.
Tossing flash! Throwing smoke!
I'll do the honor.
Throwing smoke! Nice! Coming fast!
Ready to kill. One step. Oh yeah. Primed and ready. Incoming.
That all you got?
Staggered out, individual play after individual play, and for the Pioneers who have perfected that Wolfpack mentality, that's just handing them this match on a silver platter through the smoke. Almost even looked like splash damage. Zyshow takes out Fiercely. 20 seconds left on this here. Pioneers are looking to put them in the hurt locker as they end this game.
A hurt locker is never a place you want to be, especially when it's the Pioneers that have put you there. Already early rotations over for the Pioneers toward this next hill. There's going to be one player playing up close. I believe it's Fiercely. They have to get a call out on him. He's going to push up and try to get some body shots on. He tagged his teammate. I wasn't sure. I was going to say, did he tag him through the hip of his teammate? I really thought for a second he might have gotten that torpedo shot off and gotten the down on a Pittsburgh Knight player, but no, he did indeed hit his teammate. 5 seconds left on the old hill, making it probably about 8.5, 9 seconds before it'll switch on over. Raver is there, on top of the cover. Handles gets the quick sneak. Doesn't hide with a wrap shot, gets one. Now playing at that stairwell. Needs to get a second, won't be able to do it. And as we move into the next position, the Pioneers have a flank, but they are also getting flanked by the close respawn of the Pittsburgh Knights. They are between a rock and a hard place. We can see if the Knights can get into position to try to help out their teammates. Bronny is going to go down here very shortly. Full red. Handles has the back cubby of this spawn. Flashes are going to come out early. The more damage they put out, the harder it's going to be on the Knights to push into this. 3 players push into Handles, and he actually gets a down right there. Unable to get a chunk. Here comes Sells actually on a huge flank. Gets the melee down in the meat shield. Now has to worry about 2 more players behind him. They're at the blue cubby. Bronny gets a win there in the 1v1 of the corner. Now the second shot from Bronny gets the down, then the chunk. And a full 4-man wipe off the respawn of the Pioneers. Up over 240 points, continuing on in their campaign. Looking to try to shut this reactor down. And
right
this or the
there,
next.
you saw Cell's target selection with the meat shield, making sure to shoot the enemies that his teammates were also shooting. That is exactly why they're firing on all cylinders, not skipping a beat. They're on the same page. They know exactly what to do in every single one of these situations, and it's just smothering the Pittsburgh Knights. It's so hard to fight out of. You need to match that fire with fire of your own, and it starts here with 42 seconds left for Pioneers to close out this map number 1. Pittsburgh Knights need to start playing flawlessly. Fiercely going down, though. That's going to stop that flawless run, or at least not let it get started. Depending on what Pioneers want to do, they can continue to push forward. Great shot grenade to go and stall him out, but Raver, he's separated. Shots are out. Torquefo is coming in from Handles. Desenide's going to get dropped. Frag grenade going out, though, so it's still an even battle.
I was going to say, I think for just a moment there, Sells, I don't know if he was unsure of the fragmentation grenade, but Desenide was down, and I think he was just waiting for somebody to get close enough to pull the pin. We have a disconnect here by Monkeys, and look at this immediately. The boys from the Pioneers pull out of that hill, needing only 28 seconds. And say what you will, say what you might about this Pioneer squad. I know a lot of people don't like the trash talk. They don't like the brash bravado that this team brings to every single matchup, but that right there is pure, unique, and unadulterated sportsmanship by those 4 gentlemen. Hats off to them. Kudos to them. They've dominated that entire map. I wouldn't have blamed them if they'd have just stepped back in the hill and said, "This one's ours, brother.
Yeah,
you might want to worry about something else."
I will say, this isn't a silver light by any means, Colin, but something's shining through these dark clouds for the Pittsburgh Knights. Monkey lagging out, right? He's probably not in the call. He's trying to reboot his internet. He's trying to get back in the game, whatever it may be. I don't know why he kind of lagged out of that game, but the rest of the people, 3 players and the coach, they can be using this time. They should be using, and you know what, Colin? They better be using this time to re-talk over that strategy. Figure out what is going wrong. And right now, I feel like the biggest thing is they're not wolfpacking together. They're not using that same teamwork that they used in the regular season, that they used in those comebacks to get towards these winners finals. I feel like they may have gotten a little bit later match, not starting the day off, but they're still sluggish, like they're still asleep.
They look like they might have not gotten into the warm-up lobbies or the shoddy lobbies early enough to really get their fingers warm. They might be a little lackadaisical early in this one. Again, they have gone down by a tremendous amount of points. I think it was, 70 or 86 to 276?
Yeah,
something along those lines. I mean, it was a little overwhelming. 86 to 268.
Still bad.
At the
Still
time.
bad.
I mean, at the time of the lag,
Nightmare.
I guess that's what it was, but that's still a tremendous amount of points to overcome. So we'll
Let's do this! Check your fire! Bring it!
That's enough,
Flashbang! Let's do this! Throwing smoke! Get some!
You're not so tough. Lock and load.
Where'd your head go?
Hold up, we're not done yet.
Let's do this! Soldier is dead!
Enemy spotted!
Shit, yeah!
Keep them coming.
Whoa! Same team!
Enemy mark.
Hey, jackass, I'm on your side!
gentle as insects. How could you let...
Moment he's been waiting for. At least I sure hope so, because if he can capitalize on this, I think every doubt in everyone's mind about Bronny will go to the wayside.
You believe Bronny's going to be playing out in the 1v? They're not going to put handles out there to try to stack up the 1v, or do you think it's simply matchup based?
I
That
think
there's the chance that Bronny will have to match up against somebody like a Fiersley?
I think they have the option to kind of bait and switch, do whatever they want, because we've also seen very, very similar things to a lot of our other teams, specifically on Clock Tower, not necessarily on Checkout, to where you can kind of telegraph what their actual push is. And I, I don't want to keep bringing up Rise, but when you have Rushies going down low, he's going for those frag grenades, he's going from some early eliminations. But when you have Inzum going down low, they're not necessarily playing aggressive. Inzum is kind of watching out, he's targeting, he's being more of a scout. If he has the frags for free, then he does go. So I kind of think it's going to be very, very similar for the Pioneers, especially if somebody feels they have that hot hand. If Handles has that hot hand, I would like to see him put himself a little bit more into the fight, let Bronny play out wide. But if Bronny has the hot hand, there's no reason why they don't switch their positions, because we've already seen it from the Pioneer squad from the regular season. They're not scared to switch things up and put people into different positions depending on how they feel. Handle's trying to go in. He gets it down onto one, got an elimination early on, but the numbers game.
Take their land. Proclaim it in your name.
To me.
You let her shoot like that?
I'm not ready for the fight. Sorry about the brains.
Wolfpack, that's not necessarily the best game plan for execution, but if it works, it works. So I can kind of agree with that assessment 100%. That's probably why he's one of the best analysts we have in Gears Esports. One of the best, though, because we have a beautiful disc.
3 rounds in a row here for the Pittsburgh Knights. Flashes will come out. Zysha will take over that middle lane. Bronny tries to go up. He gets the incendiaries and backs all the way out. Monkeys is full red. Tries to hop back up onto the top. He will get there. Bronny will throw out the first incendiary and get ice-breaking kill here for the Pioneers in this round number 4. They're gonna need a whole lot more though if they want to try to get a couple of rounds in the bank to even fight back against the Knights. That's the only thing that I really see being a concerning point is that the Knights just get if the Knights overwhelm them 6-0 and there's no rounds on the board for the Pioneers. Is that just them missing shots? Is that them playing lackadaisical? We'll see how it continues to play out here as the two players from the Knights try to rotate to the platform. Love has been shown now by both teams. First, the Knights go with a multi-man execution, and now the Pioneers with their own answer back. Ghost cam in on that thing, baby. So the symmetry.
Now you can kind of see what PK was waiting for in the 4v3 situation like that. As soon as handles try to go out wide for those frag grenades, they just push. They had no real other option, but Pioneers, they won that early battle. Ensigns in their hand, stop them dead in their tracks, and those players couldn't even continue to push over because of the Ensign on the ground. You're just asking to get burnt alive, so Pioneers finally showed some life in this execution.
First round on the board for the Pioneers, rolling out of spawn here into the next round. They need to find the same kind of success that they did just last round early on, where Zysho was able to pressure the mid lane, and then they were, of course, able to get those incendiaries out. Raver will be on top of the platform. Cells might have overextended himself there, puts himself in the danger zone, rolls back in time before he gets taken out. Raver with the incendiaries. It looks like this time the Knights will have the overload. Bronny with a two-piece of his own. Now Monkey's down, one left alive. Fiercely, he goes down. And I believe we're going to see another execution ensue, Jacob.
You know how they roll. Everybody knows how to roll. This is not no surprise. If you're surprised by this, you probably haven't seen them dominate Gears Esports for the past couple of months. For a very, very long time. They make sure to assert their dominance, though. Just like that, though, in a blink of an eye, Pioneers climb back 2 rounds in a row in order to bring this 1 round away from tying up. And I think the Pittsburgh Knights are going to have to switch up their strategy here. They're going out wide. They're trying to get the sniper in the hands of Des Knight a lot. This time, I feel like a 4-man push. Put 3 people towards that plat side. Try to get that first blood in Ensigns and then go from there. I think that's the call I would like.
Well, we'll see if they go with call that Jacob would like. Rolling out of spawn here. Round number 6. Looking to try to get into a position. Take over. Beersley will be playing the far back part of that spawn. Monkeys will throw out his flash. Smoke goes down. Raver instead goes out wide. They're going to go for that long shot play that we've talked about ad nauseum prior to this map starting. Does an eye down. He gets quickly picked back up, and there's the body shot you spoke of earlier. He gets the first down. Team revives coming through, but no downs or death just yet. Nobody with a pick yet onto that incendiary. A down comes through on Raver. Does an eye still looking to try to find an angle here. Has to look back toward the middle. Bronny down as well as Fiercely. Everybody trading out back and forth. But Monkeys with a big team kill. He tries to make up for it with a kill on his cells, but the long shot is off of the play right now. Unsure if anybody's going to be able to pick it up without going down. Bronny's ice shown handles versus Monkeys, Raver, and Fiercely.
Aye. That what you want to see after that initial down, forcing the Pioneers back, put them in a tough spot. Raver going down as well, trying to make a rotation wide in the open through the lanes. Not the smartest of decisions so far from the Knights, but you can see they're trying to do what they can, especially Monkeys after that blunder. Look at the utility. Nobody has any bit of utility. So honestly, those wing players, I do believe it's Bronny and Raver. They have the option to try to fake out wide. If you fake out wide, you can try to toy with your opponent, try to get them to go right onto that bait, and then you can try to rotate back, that little bit of a fake that I'm talking about, and try to take that 3v2.
Lancer across, handles gets tagged up. Damage being pressured out. Bronny, he's here to check Fiercely, ensure that if he goes up onto the platform to go for those incendiary pick. Double step up. Fiercely actually takes the front of that cover. Now they double drop down, all 3 players for the Knights in this area. Another misroll by Zysho, puts himself in the danger zone yet again. Back A, will get some damage, but he is down, and now it looks like Handles comes on a big time flank, gets 2 down. Now the 2 cleanup, and it is up to Raver. He's gonna get double chunked out. That'll be the final kill of that round. No execution there, but we're all knotted up here. 3 rounds in a row for the Knights, followed by 3 rounds in a row.
I love the way Handles played that almost that whole time. He's making sure to play out wide, holding his anchor, not getting baited in. Pittsburgh Knights, they took that bait, all got baited in towards that plat side, which allowed for a free flank to come through from Handles. Doing a good job all day long. Even Ryan saying it's hard to bet against this guy and the legacy he's trying to build. Switch up of strategy now. Fiercely going out wide. Raver still trying to take that plat side, but that's just a contest. But he's going, grabbing those frags, bringing them back. Sniper in the hands of Zysho. Downs coming in. First blood in the hands of the Pioneers. Bronny goes down, though. Finally, it's going to be cleaned up as this one comes down to a 3v3. Handles, though, with the Ensign. Sniper Ensigns in KCP's hands. That's the biggest advantage of them all.
Looking across here, you see where Fiercely held on to a frag grenade. Misroll, though, and now the frag grenade is on the ground. I believe he had Nasher out when he died, so there will not be a chance to pick those up. They should be having to be coming off respawn. 3v2 for the go-ahead round here for the Pioneers. Zysho top platform. I believe he knows that one player is lurking in the wings. The other player has rotated out toward the electronics. That is Dezenide going wide. Zysho with a quick mark out there. And they need to get an eye here. They need to make sure that they know where Raver is.
I feel like obviously Zysho knows where Raver is. They're just too separated right now in the Knights. It's put a lot of pressure on the Dezenide because he's the only one that can really make moves. Raver's just trapped in the corner. As soon as he moves, he risks getting headshotted. Just like that body shot. Zysho is going to check him. Almost gets the check onto Raver. Time dwindles down. Zysho doesn't have to worry, though. Got his cells, watches his back, which is why I put the importance on to Dezenide. Handles keeping his space. Going out wide with the Lancer. Dezenide is going to drop. The options continue to dwindle down. Raver stuck by himself. Double shot with the sniper. Zysho is going to secure that round lead. And 4 rounds in a row, Pioneers climb back into this map and are now in danger of taking a 2-0 lead against the Pittsburgh Knights.
Possibly in that position here as they're continuing their beatdown. They will be 2 rounds away from the 2-0 lead over the Knights going into that escalation map number 3. But I mean, what else could we expect in this situation? Is if they go down 2-0, the Knights have to take it to a map 5. I mean, hasn't that been everybody's deal thus far this major? I mean, you go down the first 2 maps now, we might as well win 2 just to make it interesting, right?
I mean, they've done it before. They've definitely done it before. And if you're going to create history, why not do it with the biggest bang? Backdoor, reverse sweep, come back, win winners finals. 2 dominant North American teams in Lunar's finals. Only one can dream right now when Raver trying to make that dream a reality. Going in towards Platside, grabbing those Insins. No sniper is the next play. How deadly this team has been. 1 Insin to go ahead and take out the position. Second one to get that first blood onto Zysho. Everybody being forced back, rightfully so. Pioneers have to get themselves out of dodge. They have to figure out a play here. I don't know if Dezenide's gonna let anything come easy as he gets the body shot on a Bronny. He needs to be careful here. Frag grenade in towards Plat. Dezenide's gonna dodge that one, but he is now under siege. The pressure is on. Bronny, he could make the play if a down comes through, and he does. Bronny gets the elimination onto Dezo. He goes down, but the sniper's now out of the game.
2v3 situation here, backside of the checkout lanes. The last 2 players for the Pioneers are Cells and Handles. Handles tagged up heavily. They rotate over here as well as they're going to try to pressure into the Cells bouncing around, trying to keep everybody missing. Handles will win a 1v on the opposite side of the map. Now in a 2v1, bounces straight into the up A, hits a full spread, but doesn't get a down or a dead. Good answer back. The Knights finally get another round on the board. They tie it up 4-4.
I will say one thing about Handles. Anytime you're watching him play in like a clutch situation, it always looks like he's going to clutch. Regardless if he does or doesn't, he hit that brick, man. If that was just a down, he possibly could have came out on top, but numbers game for the Pittsburgh Knights. That's what they need to continue to keep doing better. Wolfpack around, hold your numbers as long as possible, minimize the hero plays. That's a huge key. Fiercely going out wide. What the team does here to stay alive. Gonna be a free sniper on over to KCP. As soon as they see that pickup, frag grenade going out just to stall the instant pickup. Pioneers have not got the sniper just yet. They're going out wide. First blood. Dezenide goes down. Flashes the counter. Monkey's got dropped. Revive is in. Frag grenade unable to connect. 2 duds coming out from Fiercely. Zysho doing everything right. Ensign from downtown, burning him alive, minimizing his options. Fiercely goes down yet again. The Lancers are out. The Pioneers are just putting them in a blender. And with those downs coming in, they are now on map point. Seconds and steps away from taking a commanding lead in the series.
Knights have to win back-to-back rounds. They got to play picture perfect from this point going forward in this series. The Y button in this round will be the Y you hit yourself on as he rips the arm off of that player and then forces it straight back into the temple of himself.
Just trying to think right now, Colin. Just poor usage of the frag grenades. That's one of the things I can just point it down to multiple times, not just once.
Well, we'll have to see if they can get better here in this next round, because again, the Knights have to be picture perfect here in the next 2 rounds. Ronnie will be pushing out toward that mid platform like he has all map along. Pushing in, there's a big shot attempted, but won't be able to find it. Bronny by himself tries to roadie strafe right into a teammate, gets the down, but then the double kill comes through. The missed shot by Brawny there definitively cost his team because he couldn't get enough damage on the Raver to either answer back or get a chunk for the Pioneers. Handles in a 1v3 situation now. Just pokes out to that corner trying to get at least one down. Won't be able to get one there.
It's round number 11, Colin. It is round number 11. After a hot start, 3-0, shortly answered back by 4 straight rounds. Since then, it's been haymaker after haymaker. Neither team wanted to lose this map. For the Pioneers, it means going up 2-0. Tasting a victory. For the Pittsburgh Knights, it means tying this series up and at least going to a game number 4, which they desperately need here in this situation.
One of the backside of the checkout lane, Zysha will push into a position here to try to get a flank there in the middle lane. Incendiary's picked up by Raver. Everybody from the Pioneers are maxed out in that back lane. First blood comes through for the Knights. And that was a brilliant strategy. They push the mid lane, they overload the Incendiaries, and it allows them to get a definitive control both over the territory and the initial of this round. Long shot picked by Dezo, hits the body shot there on one player playing the platform. Looks for handles. Aisha's gonna go down. This is gonna be an easy headshot, but it's gonna be cleaned up. And ladies and gentlemen, with all the rigmarole that went on, they find a way to win round 11 and tie this thing up at 1-1. Going into a map 3 escalation. We will find out who will be taking the lead in this map series between the Pittsburgh Knights and the Kansas City Pioneers after a very quick commercial break. We hope that you don't.
I'll do the honors. That's on me.
Let's do it!
March for slaughter. I'm ready. We see you. This is a war that can be won. That will be won.
The Knights, whether it be the early rotation past the closet outside.
Stocking up.
Grenade planted.
Target spotted.
Nice.
Last bag out. I see one. No.
Let's do this. Come on, you want some of this? Oh yeah!
Excellent.
Frag out!
Totally an accident.
Let's do this.
Cell seemingly surviving for now, dodging that second flash, which was very, very pivotal, and now he's going to return fire. Trending aggressive, fiercely gets himself out of position, but lands the necessary shot. Cells go down, Baton switches in between him and Monkeys, and they do it yet again. They're just making sure nobody takes too much damage, but fiercely falls. Monkey makes the play, and the eliminations are going to be in, and they're pushing forward for more. They want that triple cap domination, and Zysho, he just needs to buy time for not only Cells to rotate over, but for teammates to get off a respawn.
See Raver now pushing in with 2 more teammates. 1 player holding down the home hill of the Pioneers. That's going to be a Cells. He's going to get tagged up. Handles just trying to make it inside of the B hill, going for a possible neutralization, but round 1 is going to be over and done with as the Pittsburgh Knights get the first round here. Map number 3.
So that's what you want to see out of the Pittsburgh Knights. You continue that momentum in from that execution. We talked about the importance and the pressure of this map number 3. Our analyst said it. Pittsburgh Knights, execution all-stars. That's how they're going to win there too. Pioneers, control gods. That's how they're going to win there too. So escalation is so pivotal in a lot of these different series, but in this matchup, you see the weapons going down. Nothing too surprising. Voltox all around. That's just the first step. That could be many.
Coming into this next position here, already toward the baby steps is Fiercely, but they're going to backtrack, actually. They're going to play defensively here toward their home hill, allow Monkeys to pick up that Boltok, and the player up top here in the overlook, unsure what they're going to be able to do. They're going to rotate Fiercely down into the middle of the map. A very stalled out initial. Once again, the Knights kind of debating their position, debating what they're going to go with. Again, I believe there's a chance that we see them push down toward the bottom, toward a Cells yet again. Very successful there in the first round with the 2-man push toward the backside of that hill. I think somebody just hopped over to the back hallway.
This is very different than what I was kind of expecting to see here in this matchup, but with the pressure, everything on the line here. Escalation, the only one in the cycle. Isn't I trying to finally push on over. Flash grenade is going to connect onto Handles. Misses that first shot, but the down comes in. Raver with the cross over the top. Zysho now has to retreat. Position has been given up. You see a Cells falling back as well. Dezenite is getting aggressive by himself. He cannot overstep his boundaries. The cross is in, and he does. Zysho and KCP, they set the trap, and Dezo falls for it.
Actually, Dezo down. It's killed off. Home Hill still in control of the Pioneers. They stave off the Triple Cap's domination for this round momentarily. Bronny moving over for the home-to-home split. Fiercely here in the middle of the map. They've got to make a decision as Monkeys has 6 rounds left in the chamber. They're all chambered up, actually, as it is a Magnum-style gun. Revolver style, really. You know that barrel, that cylinder is filled up with all those 6 shots. Dezenite's going to push in. The flash is there. Wrap shot doesn't connect, but the second up A does. Now 2 more players to worry about. Cell still alive, trying to continue to keep himself up in this position. Raver will be crawling down those stairs. A secondary player from the Pioneers has rotated over. Only player left alive on the map is the player at B. Bronny pushing in to try to stall this out, try to force Monkeys to make a move. He's going to get 3rd down and out after the melee. Gets the kill. Smoke in the bag and tag will not matter, as that round will go over to the Pioneers, tied up 1-1.
That's what I like about this squad, man. They know how to turn it on and a flip of a switch. As soon as they get aggressive, as soon as they get a little bit of an advantage, they know they have to swarm. Timing is of the essence. When it comes down to weapon, I expect something very, very similar to that last round. Business as usual. You don't want to put that big weapon, especially since how passive these teams are playing right out of the gate. You don't have 3 over. They're grabbing the Boltox. They're going over the Overlook. Even though this time around with the changes with the Retro, I expect both teams maybe to grab them, maybe to drive past them, but 3 over towards the top side of the map.
Last round, we saw the Pioneers be up into position early. Wow. But the Knights were late to their position. Once again, the Knights, they will go and collect their Retro in Monkeys' hands. Then they will come in for a secondary push. Fiercely move into the middle of the map.
Does the passiveness of this game so far surprise you at all?
Of course, because neither of these teams are normally very passive, but the Pioneers have shown that when they play against some of these top teams, they want to be a decent amount of passive because of the fact that they don't want to be the first team to give up the team fire downs and team fire kills. 2 players rotate into the bottom side of that stairwell. Fiercely once again helps his teammate perfectly coordinate a push to get a kill there at the B hill.
Dezenite goes down. Capture's going to come in for the Pioneers, though, so the work's not done for PK as Fiercely rotates on back over towards this U. Flash going out, trying to go towards up top. Cells goes down. That's going to be a big go-ahead. Fiercely gets a back-to-back down as well. Help over the top. I do believe that was Dezenite with the Lancer to make his job that much easier. They're going to suffocate one hill. That is going to be the home hill of the Pioneers, but Dezo oversteps once more. He goes down in towards the hill. Revive coming out from Raver, and he cements himself. That's going to be a sacrifice. Triple Cap domination sounding off, and Monkeys, you get to celebrate, bro. It is going to come through. 2-1. Pittsburgh Knights answer back to take the lead away from the Pioneers.
Pioneers aren't comfortable with this secondary style of push. I know you can have your incendiary at the first half right here, Do you really want to go down 3-1, or do you place a power weapon down at the U right here, right now, and force out that kind of play from the Pittsburgh Knights? Do you force them to take a fight somewhere on the map? They're gonna make them take the fight. You're gonna have to fight us sooner or later. Yeah. Surprised it's going there and not going at the U.
Right?
The only
I would
reason
think
it's
they would want the
surprising-
team fight.
Yeah, I thought that they would want the same thing, but they end up not.
I wonder if that kind of favors the Pittsburgh Knights just a little bit. Especially in the hands of Des Knight, even though there's a deadly sharpshooter on the other side. Ronnie's going to be the one going in, backed up by Handles. On this side of things, it's going to be Fiercely and Monkeys. First down coming in. That's going to allow them to continue to take the position. Des Knight knows he cannot let it go free. He tries to stretch out wide, kind of stop that cross over the top from the member of the Pioneers. Bronny's going to get out safely with the sniper, so it's a little bit of a trade. Early hill advantage for that power weapon play. How will it roll out for each one of these teams? We'll see.
Does he have any idea that Fiercely is about 7 feet away from him?
I don't think so. But I think right now, yep. Now you know. Oh my God, Corn.
That was absolutely
Oh my
massive.
God.
2 other players on the map are already dead. Last player left alive is Monkeys. Over rotation should be coming in over to the home hill. They're going to get a neutralization, but I believe at least 2 players will have a chance for the retake here as they're all spawned running that way. Raver and Dezo both marked out. They're going to be in the hill, but no chance for a touch, no chance for a reset. 2-2 going into the second half, and that's what I expected to have happen after the Pioneers placed down that power weapon. They knew that they wanted a team fight early to try to take an advantage.
I didn't mean to scream like that, Colin, I swear. Oh, actually, no, that wasn't me at all. That was somebody else. That wasn't me. I screamed like a man. That wasn't me. Beardsley, though, you got to come up clutch. That's all I got to say. He snuck him. Sniper out, gets body shotted, rolls away. I felt like that battle was so important because if Beardsley's able to stay alive, he can rotate in towards E. They have the numbers advantage. The Pittsburgh Knights, you know what they do with the numbers advantage. They just go. They pounce. But now Ensign's on the map. Both Sox still on low. Sniper in play. And it looks like PK are still going to contest for it.
Cells trying to get the shots on here to Raver at that mid-neutral hill. Incendiary out over the top by both players, but it will be a Cells with the victory there in the 1v1. Inside of the long shot position will be Dezenite. Dezenite looking to the top heaven there. I believe Dezo will have at least one teammate to try to give him an advantage to get away. Cells is trying to get an overload here. He's trying to get a good angle to try to push out both of these players. Dezo is full red. Gets a quick headshot onto his Cells, though, and that will shut down the Pioneers' advantage here in the secondary retake by the Pittsburgh Knights.
Give him a pixel. He's going to take it. Body shot towards the back line. Luckily, Zysho's lancering any, but Raver got it down on the flank. Another elimination being picked up by Monkeys. That hill is definitely going to go over. Back-to-back shots going to connect. Dezenite connects with that one onto Handles. The Cells has no choice. He has to overextend. He's going to be successful here and buy his team some time, and that's why he is who he is. Gonna have to send multiple members back on the side of PK. In fact, all these players are gonna try to abandon that triple cap domination. I love the play. They just need to continue to stay on the same page as Dezenite takes another one, lands another shot to check another player and say, we know you're there to take that 2v1 as Cell's time comes to an end. But he did buy him time as the triple cap domination has been prevented. Pioneers have been gifted a second chance.
This is a Pioneers misstep right here. After the first headshot comes out, Dezenite is taking advantage of every headshot opportunity. Let's see what they can do here, as it looks like the Knights are pushing into the E-Hill side of this, or the F-Hill side of this map. After pushing through E, trying to get these kills. 2 players down for the Pittsburgh Knights. Dezenite will get that one revive. He's actually rotating out as fast as he can. His teammate's going to get full red down and is now dead, pushing back into the E-Hill. Still very close in a point lead category is the side of the Pioneers. So even with all of the advantages the Knights took early, they were not able to hold their advantage long enough to get the lead. So now Monkeys at the bottom of the stairs. Dezenite is going to push down. He's going to probably go for a flank, but he's going to get caught out by 3 players. Monkeys has a full red player in front of him. So down and now out. New long shot should be respawning very soon, but I don't know if you have the time to wait for that. One player already inside of the cubby. Cells is going to challenge at least the decap and maybe the triple cap neutralization here, as it looks like Cells knows that he's going to have some help on the front side. That player has to throw a flash, try to get into that area. 3 seconds left on the neutralization and domination. 20 and counting. 1 kill by a Cells, reset by Dezenite. But Jacob, I believe it might be too late as there's less than 9 seconds to go for the victory. Pioneers to go up 3-2.
Yeah, Monkeys was that player you're talking about. Wasn't necessarily waiting for the sniper in the middle because he didn't even grab it when it did pop up. He didn't want to give away his position. He was trying to be that sneaky player, getting past enemy lines and trying to break the home hill. Unfortunately enough, even if he did, which he was not, by the way, he was stopped short. His teammates were nowhere in position to break the remainder of the hill, so that one was down and out regardless as the Pioneers go up one round 3-2 to start the half. Boltox going down. The sniper's already in place, so I don't see too many opportunities to change things up. And that's why you're going to see them go down low. Boltox going to be upgraded to the retro. I don't see it being grabbed right away unless they spend 2 players towards the bottom half of the map to start this one out.
Coming in around number 6 here, Knights need to try to get another round under their belt to try to tie it back up. Flashes and smokes go out across the map. Deza with a couple of different marks. Nobody inside of that closet just yet. Deza throws the flash to get the stun. Now a big body shot comes through. Deza will have a chance to pick up the long shot after the health reset. Big shots in the chamber. He's going to push out with his snatcher out. He's going to go down. 2 players in the area. Quick revives coming through. Raver throwing an incendiary out toward the E-Hill. He will not get a kill there as the E-Hill continues to get capped up. Deza tries to turn and burn one like he did the previous round. Incendiary back out. Not allowing Dezenide to take up that position. Big shot over the top by Handles. Might have a chance for a down there. Won't be able to get it. And Dezenide has to basically full reset here. I think the Knights have to go and talk about this one before they push back into their position.
Yeah, sacrifice a couple seconds here in the beginning portions of the game, so that way you can make that team play. You already have Dezenide with a sniper. You already have a big tool for success. You just have to get him those shots. And honestly, I love the position of him for a certain aspect, but I would like him a little bit more in the team fight. Body shot's going to be connected on to Bronny. Information given out. He spots another target. This is where that 3v3 fight is going to go down on the other side of the map. First down coming in. Bronny gets cleaned up on the rotation. Back-to-back downs by Monkeys. And a third elimination is going to be cleaned up. 3 down and out. Last player alive is going to be Zysho. Like I said, you know how Pittsburgh Knights like to play with a man advantage. They get aggressive. Everybody's swarming onto that hill. Dezenide with the body shot yet again. Monkeys with the ace to end the round and tie this game up. Doing everything right along with some help from Dezenide. Pittsburgh Knights not going down without a fight. That's what we love to see.
All tied up 3-3 here. Knights with another answer on the board. That's the thing that is really giving me a lot of faith in this thing. Going the distance, going to 5 maps as both teams are not going down in any way, shape, or form or fashion. They are giving each other the best effort they can here on a championship Sunday. Retro Lancer for the Knights. Probably, maybe, what are we going to put down at the E-Hill? Are we splitting up the fight here? Are we trying to make this? No, never mind.
I like that, though. You have it to 60 seconds. Have it on the field a little bit longer. And the way they've been setting up a lot of defense, the way Monkeys has been playing, every 60 seconds having a retro, especially with those narrow corridors, the narrow passageways on the neutral hill as well, could be a deadly weapon, but it almost requires a great setup for it. Because if you're trying to break a setup, trying to retro lancer from far away, you have to be picture perfect. As you see the strategy coming out, very, very similar from both of these teams. 1v1 towards this E side of the map, 2v2 in the middle. Both teams having an additional player watching over the top. Since nobody wants to make a position of sight, but Dezenide is rotating. They want to try to get that first blood onto Azel's. Instant over the top, and it backfires. Fiercely goes down.
Fiercely down, giving the man advantage over to the Pioneers in this situation, but Pioneers, they're going to have to play very carefully as it looks like Monkeys is going to rotate back into the fight with the long shot in hand. Sees a player try to tip his hat over the top of the cover, won't be able to get the headshot there. Once again, the Knights have kind of sacrificed out an early hill advantage to pick up that long shot, and they're going to put Monkeys in a position here to trade that out with Dezenide.
Amen.
Dezenide will be back in the same spot he was last round. Long shot in hand, top of heaven, looking around, trying to find the angles to get either body shots or downs to help his teammates.
Ooh, that's going to be a big one. Monkeys knows. He smells the blood in the water. Like Jaws, he's going to attack. Gets the down onto Zysho, forcing a rotation all around the map. They know Bronny's there. They know they're split up, but Monkeys overextends too much. Down on Zysho gets cleaned up, but that's by Fiercely, and it cost him his life. Great plays being made, neutralized by the Pioneers in the blink of an eye, who already possess these 2 hills to 1. So when the Pioneers come off a respawn, or say the Knights, they have to make a final team push, because everything they're on after, if they're not successful, is going to be desperate play after desperate play.
Smoke is out, trying to hide the number of Zysho, trying not to give up a positioning here. It looks like the Pioneers got a little bit of a call out, but they know that the push from the Knights is coming across the back hallway. Zysho's going to go down after getting out a ton of damage to that retro. Unable to secure a kill here, but Zysho will have to push back into this fight. 2v2 situation here. Nobody up top of the heaven. 2v1 over at the E-Hill. Raver up top. He's going to go down after the neutralization is coming through. So the Pioneers will once again have that mid-neutral hill back into their favor, but I believe they need a triple neutralization as the Pioneers are already over the 200-point marker.
Yeah, I'll take that.
It'll just be a hot minute before a win for the Knights comes through. Curious how many shots Dezo has left. He has his Nasher out right now.
They know they need a triple neutralization. Pioneers shift back just to get their teammates out of that position. Everybody falling back. Monkeys gets caught off guard, though. Now Pioneers, they can continue to test this hill because they know Pittsburgh Knights need to defend not only one, but both of these, but they have no time left on the clock. 10 seconds left. Pioneers will escape with this round. Brownie going deep into spawn, getting chased by Fiercely. He's going to get taken down all onto this home hill, and nobody's close enough for a chance. The Pioneers will escape late in this round and take the go-ahead 4-3 lead in map number 3.
Does that boil down to the reaction shot by Bronny in that back cubby where he was going for a revive on his Show, but as the player took his Show out as he was crawling around, and Bronny just, flicked very quickly and got that single shot? Is that what this round kind of boils down to? Is that little bit of a trade-off right there with Bronny getting that second kill? It stops that over rotation. It stops the home-to-home break early enough that they get over the 200-point marker?
No, I think the biggest thing that hurt them there at the end is they were trying to make that overextension push. For some god-awful reason, somebody told them to leave Zyso down and bleed him out. So that way when Fiercely died, he died going for that down on the Zyso, who was already down and out for quite a while. They need to know when and where to leave these players down for that additional time, and that was definitely not one of those times. As same strats coming out, players in the position, 2v2 over towards E, but it's actually two players from the Pioneers that are going to get aggressed on Raver. Fiercely, they have a 2v1. We saw this go down last round and same result. Cells goes down early.
Cells is down. They're not going to clean him up. They're going to leave him to bleed out. Bronny might try to make an escape here, but it looks like once again the Knights are in a position to threaten out multiple players. One trade out on the opposite side as Fears is down. Looking for maybe the body shot here. They get the down onto Raver. Dezo's in that area. Headshot by Bronny gets the kill, and now one more player to worry about. Missed body shot there. Quick little revive onto Raver. Keeps them into this position, but Raver goes down yet again, and the Pioneers have another angle. Oh, what a sight to see for Bronny as he sees Fearsley come up those stairs and actually pulls back, not putting himself in the danger zone, goes for another headshot. 2 shots left in this. They're going to continue to play offense here, and I'm unsure why. I mean, this is one of those situations where you have a chance to get a definitive point advantage and force them into you. Instead, you are just giving yourself a worse position, and now they throw a shock over you and they trap you out.
I feel like that was high risk, high reward. If they get those eliminations, they can go for the trip cap domination. But I gotta agree with you. In a match of this close, a match with this amount on the line, winners finals, going up 2-1 with a commanding position, you almost want to take the smart, safe play. But honestly, I'm not surprised because the Pioneers, they don't take the smart, safe play. They like to assert their dominance. They like to win by wolf packing and aggressing themselves across the map. 2-1, 10-second lead for the Knights. That's only going to grow. 3 players positioned on this side of the map. It's not going to take long. Pioneers, they want to try to get a break. They want to try to get these eliminations. Bait and switch. Monkey goes down. Revive is in. The damage is there, though. Fiercely's going to get taken out. They know they got to get aggressive here. Raver's going to drop as well. Monkeys is out. They know they have a chance here if they get aggressive and keep their man advantage, so they're going to go for this triple cap domination, Colin.
I don't know about the domination, but maybe the neutralization. Nobody's there for the cleanup there at the E hill. 2 players in the hill. Dezo's going to try to crawl down to get to a position where he might be able to get revived out. Fiercely sneaks up the stairs, gets 1 down. Team revives with a double shot, gets a headshot. Now Monkeys will get killed off, and they have to rotate 1 player back. Sideshow has to go back to E if they wanted to solidify the triple cap domination. Another kill comes through. Dezenide will be the only player off of respawn for an attempted neutralization. Not going to be in time. Not going to be enough. And the Pittsburgh Knights, they fall to the Pioneers here in map number 3. Pioneers go up in this matchup 2-1, and we will be heading into a map 4 control. Bronny, your MVP, and he made 2 big plays in back-to-back rounds to really help solidify this map 3.
Yep. But with the Pioneers having a commanding lead 2-0, Colin, one can only hope the Knights can keep this dream alive. We'll figure out if that dream will become a nightmare after this quick commercial break. Staying on, my bad. I thought it was a commercial break. I forgot that map 2, that one was actually pretty quick. I thought it was a commercial break, Colin. I thought you missed the call, but it's me. You know, you're confusing me, Colin. I'm gonna call you out. Where's your energy?
Look, man, I've got it.
Where's your
right here
coffee?
with you. I'm right here with you. I'm playing through this. We got 5 maps possibly to go as the Pittsburgh Knights probably are going to answer back here on map 4.
There's no energy. There's no energy, Colin. Just drink the whole cup. I know you got more. I know you're saving it for that grand finals. I know what you're doing, Colin.
It's just water, baby. Ain't no coffee in it.
I know what you're doing because you probably already predicted this one. Just like a couple of our analysts. I know Fallout's the only one going for the Pittsburgh Knights. You probably think this one's going to be a little bit easier, or at least you thought it might have been a little bit easier. I feel like you did.
No, I really expected this thing to go 5 maps. I think both of these teams are playing at a very intense high level for this weekend. I think that the Pioneers are right there in lockstep with the Knights, and they've really showcased this weekend that all of the people, including myself, that might have prematurely buried them. I mean, look, that is a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh!, but it's also a trap card here for any team that doubted the Pioneers. Premature burial has been put out on the field, and they said, hey, brother, we're bringing that man right back onto the field of play.
I got to ask you, even though this did slow down, there's a lot of stakes on the line. Do you think that slowdown of play hurt Pittsburgh Knights? Because I remember a few seasons ago, these same teams were kind of in the finals. They were then known as Vanquished. I was cast in that district. I do believe it was Escalation at the time. And I felt strongly that the Pittsburgh Knights switched up their game so much from the regular season that the slowdown that they switched up to hurt them so much. A lot of their win or losses in this season, in the game, came from aggression all the way. Do you think the fact that they're choosing to slow things down is hurting them, maybe even confusing their timing, catching themselves off guard?
I think right now that they are unsure of this Pioneers team because of the fact that I don't think they prepared for this slowed down, methodical Pioneers team. I mean, that is a different look than we've had in a while. So I really do believe that this is right now. The Pioneers might be throwing the Knights off of their game. Actually, I mean, I'm off my game as well. Premature Burial it's a spell card. I mean, it's not even a trap card. It's a spell card. But you got to pay like 800 to 1,000 life points to get. It's a long story. Look, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm an idiot. I will be tomorrow. I am today. I was yesterday.
Oh, you're not. You're not. You're actually one of the smartest guys. We know you got a lot of deep knowledge in that skull. Not very many people do what you do on a regular basis. So I want you to cut that out. Let's get a smile on those face. But
there's millions. There's millions of farmers in America. Don't say not many. There's millions of them.
I'm not even talking about farmers, Colin. That's just one of many things you do and you bring to the table, man. You're a professional.
You watch me work. You might learn something.
Got eyes on the tango! Target neutralized!
Watch your back! They've switched sides!
Oh, man, you're blocking my shot.
Pioneers on a control map with the way that they played control all weekend long, especially against E United. I think that even threw E United for a loop, the way that the Pioneers were able to play back, play for Lancer damage. Coming into this cinema fight, Brawny followed by Acels, and thirdly, Zysho. Handles once again trying to handle a 1v there in the middle of the map. Smokes and flashes out. Acels will be the first to drop. Brawny goes to the revive, but the cleanup comes through too quickly, and this is a good start for the Knights.
Perfect start for the Knights to show that they still have life left in the tank. So much gas. Fiercely trying to make that rotation, trying to get that Monkeys drop shot in hands. And Monkeys is the perfect man. Him or Raver, I want to see that drop shot. Maybe even Desna. Anybody at this team can kind of use it, but you have to execute to perfection. 50 seconds left on this hill. You know, Pioneers, they're trying to get that man advantage. They're going to target out Fiercely to the wide side, and Handles comes up big. Missed shot by Fiercely. You can't be looking that shaky right now.
Coming into the fight, Zysho is going to see that drop shot land, and he's going to roll out away from it. They've got a good little angle here. They need to double push Raver quickly as they kill the player onto that middle ledge. Now they get the down onto Raver. 2 players left alive in the situation. Dezo tries to slide into the lamppost. He would not be able to get that kill over the top. Handles taking over that left-hand position. They need to play for this side of the map as P2 spawns at that bottom right-hand side of your mini-map, and from where Handles is looking, it's the bottom left-hand side. It's just a little reverse from what you're seeing to what is actuality.
Oh my God.
They got to attack. It's a pretty good shot there. Yeah, they got to get Zysho. Oh, good shock. It's going to separate, I think, these players.
He barely dodged it like Neo from the Matrix. Shot over the top, staying alive. And honestly, just like Neo the Matrix, you let this man stay alive, he's going to end your run. Now they're going to look to get aggressive. They have another angle towards the top side in the hand of Handles. You know how he's going to play. Stall out that 1v1. Allow his team to put in work. Nobody is selfish on this squad. Acel sees him out wide. He tries to turn. They catch out Raver. 2 more players of the Pittsburgh Knights are going to get back down. Fiercely's going to drop. Monkeys and Dezenide are getting chased down, and both of these players are going to get cleaned up. Perfect play by the Pioneers from top side of the map to the bottom.
Pioneers inside of the hill, they're going to be mounting up a good lead here if they can get a couple of more seconds. If they can settle out this next drop shot, that will definitively give them the best position possible. Acel's inside of the Juice is going to mark out at least 2 players here, going from right to left on his screen. And now he's going to be worried about them trying to flank him out. Actually, the drop shot will come up, and Dezo's going to be the one challenging him. Acels is in a precarious position, as I think he has to leave for the middle of the map. He has to give up an angle and a position because he can't get flanked out here. But the Knights have given up basically the entirety of this hill in an attempt to get this new drop shot. Acels, Zysho trying to fight back. They need one more big shot here. Won't be able to get it. Acels goes down. Zysho goes for the reaction. Gets taken out there as well. So both of those players drop, and I think with the Pioneers knowing that, they're going to try to push into this next hill early, trying to get them to waste that drop maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be the key for the Pioneers, and it's going to be a test right here from Monkeys. How long he's actually going to hold on to it, when he's really going to let that thing loose. Dezenide gets dropped deep into the spawn. I feel like this might be the time to use it depending on how aggressive they get to the top half of the map, because the deeper and longer Brawny stays in that spawn, the easier KCP is going to have on this side of the map. But Acels gets too aggressive. Brawny tries to sneak up, but he gets back down yet again. Shot grenade cutting off one of the steps. 3 players trying to deal with him deep into the spawn. That gives up the actual hill. Even though Brawny goes down, you see 2 players trying to get in position. That's Zysho and Handles. They turn, make short work of Dezenide in a 2v1 situation. Now they have a 3v2 in front of them with reinforcements on the way in the form of Acels. Flashes over the top. Neither one of these teams getting any position, but Raver, he makes the risky play out wide. Lancer to get the downs, and it's going to be a reward in the books. Monkeys and Fiercely follow up with that perfect play, and the Pioneers will get this hill.
I'm actually shocked that we were not able to see the Pioneers pull out a snub or maybe even a Lancer onto Raver. When he went to that cover, you saw them going with the Nasher shots. They were hitting 1, maybe 2 pellets there at a time and weren't able to get any real damaging shots on. Brawny's going to jump out of the Juice and get shot on from 2 different angles. Really good trap right there, and now it looks like they're going to push straight up into the position. Zysho is going to be hit over the top by Monkeys, and now Acels will get shot on 3 times and been taken down and out. So I mean, we basically trade off hills here. P2, P1 was about half and half. P2 goes over to the Pioneers. P3 completely in control of the Knights. It will be over who can get the momentum going into P4. Dezo is here with a flash. He's going to drop it at his feet. Bandstand defense for Dezonide. Another flash will come in. Won't be able to get a stun on him. He's still holding through that smoke. Nobody with the peekaboo strat. Nobody's trying to get him right up into his face quick enough to be able to get that kill. Cells will be just at that angle.
Playing very, very safe here. They knew that Cross was there. Even though they can try to go in and get the shot without taking too much damage, it's still very, very risky because Dezonide's on the other side of that smoke. He'll land a shot any moment. Top side of the map, but Cells lose a 1v1. Beersley tries to go for that drop shot. He goes down. Raver's not there for the revive because Handles makes short work of him, who already goes 2 in a row. Monkeys finds himself between a rock and a hard place in the form of Zaisho and Handles. Tries to make a turnaround play, but they keep the distance just good enough to get the down. 72 seconds up for grabs onto this hill. Not if Dezonide can have something to say about it. Cross from Raver, just in the blink of an eye. 4v2 goes into a 2v2.
Honestly, the Knights were blessed right there with a really good respawn. The way they were coming out of the top right of your map, it allowed them to flank out those 2 players as they left the juice yet again. Inside of this hill, Lancer fire onto the drop shot. He has it in his hand as well, so if they can kill him, it's on the ground. They need to kill off Dezonide back here. Once they do, they have a chance to pick that drop. Dezonide down, Cells will let him think about what he's done on the ground. Monkey will get the down there onto a Cells. Somebody's going to try to ragtag over there to get that pickup. They do indeed get it. Continuing to hold on to their lead are the Pioneers. I'm taking a look at the well. I don't think the Pioneers even picked up the drop. Was he able to switch?
Yeah, I want to say he did switch, only because these guys are too smart. I don't know 100% for certain. What makes me certain is the fact that the Pioneers just simply don't have it, and these guys have IQ like the gods. Multi-time champion says, shout out for J Ribs, one of our other multi-time champions in the scene. 40 seconds left on both of these power weapons. So as this hill does switch, there's going to be a big decision that after the initial battle before the actual hill goes down, you see everybody on the right side of your map. Whoever loses the battle is going to get their hands on those power weapons.
I'm just saying, you said you don't know what makes you certain other than the fact that nobody has it. It'd be like being a CSI investigator showing up to a crime scene, somebody's got 28 bullet holes, and you're like, I'm pretty sure he was shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Colin. Sometimes it's as plain as day, you know? Go outside and the sky's not blue, then I don't know what to tell you.
And there we see Bronny hopping up inside of the juice. He's going to get challenged here. Raver's going to back out as if they 2v1 suddenly. Monkeys will have to worry about 2 more players. He gets the flank on 1, but it sells.
No.
Quick little roadie run right into that face, and then a double bounce into the second one. Gets the chunk.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
1 more to worry about.
No!
Blind D over the top of the cover gets the 3. Was that 3 or 4? That was 3.
4, bro. That was 4. That was 4. I know the first couple of them were quick, but that was a full-on 8. I thought it was 4, and he made it look easy. Either way, you can't let that happen, Colin.
Yeah,
you cannot
the down,
let that happen.
The wrap, the double bounce, and then the kill over the top. That was the executable actions by the PC that is a Cells it sometimes. You just, I got to kill 4 things in front of me. .exe wrap shot. .exe up a. .exe double bounce into
and
a
it looks
single
so
shot.
simple and clean too, like a hot knife through butter. One-shotting each one of those guys, except for maybe one of them.
Is that what it is? Is .exe the program thing? Is that what you're supposed to do? Did I just do a technological reference?
Yeah, it's an executable file.
So does that work? Voice of God, does that work?
Yeah.
It works. Look, I did a technology reference. I'm done. I'm retiring on
Made
top.
it. Enough throwing that laptop, something will sink in.
Hey, that laptop probably has a .exe Colin file.
It's ready to delete you.
After I've thrown it a bunch. Down in the middle of the map, 1 player for the Pioneers is out. Handles will go down as he's simply trying to get his team, I think, a better respawn advantage here. Taking a look over the differential. Raver doing everything he can to help his team here with 11 assists, over 11k damage. With the Pioneers, even with their lead, look at the way that Handles is the only one at 10k. Everybody else hovering around 6 to 8 grade.
And one of the biggest things is the lack of the drop shot execution. Multiple times they've been able to get their hands on it, but also multiple times they're not able to get 1 or more kills with it. It kind of goes the way, maybe some splash damage, but you want to make sure you get an instant kill. Zaisho is going to be spotted out. Handles as well. Monkeys get smoked out, but he now is going to become the target. Cells gets spotted out by his teammate just in the nick of time. Monkey's trying to survive, get this 1v1 against Handles, miss rolls at the wrong time. He gets deleted off the map. Dezenai gets downed out in the juice, so a 4v2 opportunity here for the Pioneers. Make it even a 4v1 as it looks like a Raver extends down low, tries to extend the spawn. 22 seconds left. Beersley is just trying to buy some teams some time because there's only 20 points of separation, so this is rather close.
Good shot there by Monkeys. Bronny had him dead to rights, but an easy answer out. Now with just a few more moments left in this hill, you will see the retake coming out from both sides. Zysho has the drop on his back. I believe he has a rocket there as well. You can see the drill bit still reloaded into the drop. That next hill will be going inside of the cinema.
Gotta get it out now.
He's putting himself in a little precarious position. I like that they're going to rotate into this spot. If I am the side of the Pioneers, you need to try to bait them out. Never mind, he's just going to go with that easy kill to make it a 4v3.
We're on the same page,
3v2 in the hill. Yeah, I thought they might try to bait out a couple of players, get them to get into a big team fight, and then have the Pioneers roll back to get a free kill. But yeah, same differential. They got the free kill that they were looking for. They get inside of the cinema. They're going to cross the 200-point threshold here very shortly. 8 seconds to go. 2 players pressuring the info onto Bronny. Bronny gets that stun over the top. Big shots there. Won't be able to get any of these kills just yet. Hits a huge body shot. Goes for maybe a second back A, but Beersley will shut him down finally. 1 player playing outside of the info. The 3v2 over at the hill. If they decide to press it, they could have a 4v2. 1 player's going to be at the 90-degree there. That's going to be Zysho, and they're going to be trying to protect handles and cells here. Bouncing around, doing all that they can, trying to get these cleans up and downs. They get all 4 down and dead in the same corner. And love has been initiated. Oh my God, he's dramatic about it. Dramatic about it, my man.
16 seconds on that drop shot. 7 on the shot grenade, Colin. He's a king. He's a man among men.
That's, even though they don't get that kill right there, that's what makes this Pioneers team dangerous, is when Bronny has the ability to rotate and just Lancer like that, like get a full Lancer down on somebody. That's when they're at their scariest, because it tells me that Bronny's not forced to run around the map and try to get a bunch of kills. Zysho gets that secondary drop shot picked up, so he has another drill bit to use. They have complete control over this side of the map. Only player that can really challenge him at this point is Dezenai at the bottom side. He gets killed off by Bronny. 3 players at the top. Cells will be in front of 1. It looks like Handles is going to take a secondary 1v1. Zysho uses that drop early, gets that kill, which will get them some points. That'll get them up over the 250-point marker, maybe? I believe Bronny's gone down, and the Cells wins another 1v1. Zysho's going to run away to the top side of the hill. Get the close respawn as well. I think you have to stay just outside of that planter. See where they've got Handles inside of the juice? He's actually, I think, not in the best spot to get the hill, to get the respawn neutralization. I think he has to go back out to that planter to ensure they continuously respawn in the best spot. That's why you see Raver trying to go through the top side of the map. Bronny challenging him. This is actually a play I highlighted in week number 1 of the Pro League. Bronny played across the map, and he knew that he was going to have to deal with respawns. He knew he'd have to deal with the best players rotating around the map. But it bought 5-10 seconds off of the hill. It bought another momentary style for the Pioneers to get wins around the map. 2 players jump up into the juice. Now with third, Handles has hit every spread possible.
My God.
Shuts. We're giving him all 3. I'm giving him all 3 in that situation.
Bro, he just built a neighborhood with the amount of bricks he's laying out. He's giving houses to his friends. He's giving houses to his teammates. Colin, they got one for you, and they got a studio for you to cast their matches up over 100 points in a few seconds. Pioneers looking to close the deal, advance to yet another winners finals, looking like business as usual. PK, they've lost their way. They've lost their step, playing individual up until this point, but there's still this chance and opportunity for them to close the gap, tighten things up. But it starts here. Dezenai taking a whopper of a shot from Handles, who continues to backtrack in his step, and he burns him. Handles will not go down. Handles will not get shut down, and he continues to assert his dominance. Pioneers can do no wrong, Colin.
They can do no wrong indeed, as they are down to 33 seconds in an attempt to get into that winners finals, have that map advantage in that position. They get the down there, back into the hill. Plenty of time left on this one. It is going to force the Knights to push into every single situation. Cells gets another. At this point, do we just have a 1v1 between the Cells and Powers?
At this point, they're just counting sheep. Word to sleepy time. That's it. That's it. Look at that.
Word to Yachty one time for the one time.
One time. Yadiel. Shout out Yadiel. Oh,
or
it's over.
If you're nasty, it's Mr. Hidalgo, okay? Getting the shots on, getting the beat down going. All of the kicking in the world is not going to stop what's happening inside of that hill, which is the Pioneers mounting up 300 points and taking a 3-1 victory. The Cells, he said, I just blew your mind, baby. You should know better than to challenge up against me. I think, honestly, for me, the MVP, Cells gets that really big highlight reel play, but they're already up 80 to 90 points in that position. I got to give it over to Handles. Ryan said it in the beginning and in the predictions. He said he bet against Shawnee the Menace one time this weekend. He wasn't going to make the same mistake, and I mean, if the Menace isn't out in force today, I don't know what is. That man is a bad mamma jamma. You better shut your mouth. I'm only talking about Handles.
I don't know if we're doing an interview after this one, but can the lower third not even say Handles, just says Shawnee the Menace? He deserves it at this point.
It depends on who the interview is. It might be Bronny. It might be Bronny. It might be a
It has been Bronny. It has been Bronny. Ooh.
Okay, so we're not gonna spoil. All right. I'll shut up.
That's a good one, though. That's a good one. I will admit that.
I shut it up.
Pioneers put on one hell of a show, calling Pittsburgh Knights since that map number 3, because you saw map number 2 is a fantastic map, playing like a shell of themselves, and I think that bled through into game number 4.
This to me is kind of a classic example, really, of a boxing matchup where a guy that is normally known for his power punching runs into somebody with a hell of a right hook, and they get hit early. They get hit in round 1 or 2, because from that point forward, you had all your faith in your power punch. You had all your faith that you could just outmuscle, outbody that guy. The Knights looked like that early. They played that style, and then I'm pretty sure the Knights got hit with a big right hook, and they all of a sudden, they backed up a little bit. They wanted to use the jab to try to build some space, maybe create something else in their favor. But the only thing that went in their favor was that execution on checkout. The Pioneers, they wrap up both of the controls and our escalation to win it. Shout out Toby Campbell with the insight like nobody else. Big 5-head play right there. But let's hear him break it down over there on the analyst desk. Take it away, guys.
Hey, he's spot on, but listen, the only one that actually has a 5-head on this desk is me. I got a big old one. Toby's got a big brain, though. I'll give him that. My man calls it and breaks it down brilliantly. But hey, what a showing right there from KCP. It's just crazy to think, Toby, this Kansas City Pioneers roster is on the verge of doing it again for a 4th time in a row.
Yeah, we were questioning whether that dynasty that we were talking about was over, right? This split, that was everyone's talking point. Like, where have they gone? They need precision back. They are a different team. Things have changed completely. But no, I think this first map reactor was a huge example of why that simply isn't true. It seems like 300 to 86 they won in the end there. And also, I have to mention him, the 4th player, of course, that replaced Precision was Bronny. And throughout this series, Ryan, I'm not sure if you agree with me, but he has been performing so well. I've stared at the stats in terms of how he's been performing. Of course, he's gone through checkout as well, a very difficult one against PK, but he handled himself pretty damn well, honestly. He was actually 9-5 at round 9 on checkout alone. I think he has really turned up today, and it's a testament to how much confidence he has, I think.
No, I think Bronny is playing fantastic. I actually think he's had a very good event, to be honest. Obviously, on Friday, the team in general didn't look as strong, but on Saturday and Sunday, this team has been playing amazing. I think Bronny's playing amazing. You could hear sort of his general confidence in their interviews as well, right? He is feeling very good about his gameplay and this team, and it's showing on the map, man. This KCP team is looking like the KCP that we're used to seeing, and they're fired up. You can tell, right? They were changing their profile pictures on Twitter to like the underdog. They're really embracing the doubt that everyone's been having in them, and man, oh man, do they look good. Shawnee the Menace, man, you saw the plays he's making. Raul, he just sells a bully. I feel like I gotta fine him for misconduct or something, because he's just being mean to him on the map. I don't know what to do. The guy is just playing on a different level, looking like a back-to-back MVP.
Yeah, and my craziest thing, and I think it might be this moment here, no, maybe it wasn't, no, Bronny died in the moment, is the trio. I mean, gosh, time and time again on District, you see the trio, who arguably might be one of the best trios we've ever seen in Gears Esports, and you see how good they are in these 3v3 fights. I mean, Handles, Cells, and Zyshow, pound for pound, play and shoot so well for each other every time. As I'm saying this, of course, PK keeps destroying them. But you'll see it here in a little bit in the highlights. it's just insane how good this trio is. Obviously, with Bronny playing great as well, you got to wonder, can this KCP roster be beat, Toby?
That's just something I wanted to mention as well. Is it's so important that Bronny actually did, really step up, because Zycho actually was underperforming compared to usual. Yes, his sales was the handles was amazing in particular on District, but I'm looking at the numbers now. Is in fact checkout Zycho finished with 2 to 6, actually surprisingly on Training Grounds. He then went into that map. He finished 1 to 7. In the end there. Control District 4 to 9. He wasn't at his usual self, so they actually really needed Bronny to come up and turn up in order to beat this amazing PK squad, especially after how PK played on checkout. And yeah, again, I'm talking about Bronny once more, but we have to talk about the team overall. They have that clutch factor. They have that winning factor. It's clear as day. They were super, super happy towards the end of this district, and it's clear why. Pioneers are here to stay, and they are just on fire right now.
And you saw that clip too, by the way. There's like 4 players down at once in the hill, right? Like literally, how often do you see all 4 players on the team all being down at the same time, right? The team fire they're putting in. I was watching in the back with Fran. We were watching the match together. He's at the studio, and we could see some of like the angles coming out. The team fire, we're looking at Training Grounds as well, and like you can see some of that same pressure. Like, man, that kind of looks like our old Envy team fire, right? You're just absolutely suffocated. Your Lancer bullets are flying from every direction. It's just this team is playing on a different level right now, and you see it yourself, right?
Yeah, except Ryan, the difference is this team actually wins back-to-back championships. So
that is true. That's not over yet, but the one thing we had was team fire, right?
I can't talk.
We had the trophies, we had the team fire.
That's true. That's a fact. No, you're spot on though. You're spot on. That was the exact. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that was the exact moment I was hoping would kind of pop up in replays as I was talking about it. The 3 of them shoot and fire so well for each other. Had so many great moments there. I mean, that is Cell's clip. Shout out to production for rewinding that one and doing it again in slow-mo, because that was insane. A 4-piece takes out 4 people literally single-handedly. Cells, we keep talking about it event after event, the best player in Gears. I just wish we could have like a, how kind of NBA 2K and Madden and other games like kind of the best of a certain dynasty in a certain era. They play against the best of this era. I would love to see this trio and how they stack up against the old Optic Gaming trio, Explosive Mental and co. It is just crazy to think how good these guys are. But hey, look, they're not done yet. They still have a ways to go, and I know they know that as well. They still have a championship final to get through.
Yeah, now the question becomes kind of who are they going to play, right? We have this lower bracket matchup coming. If you're the Pittsburgh Knights, you got to make sure that as people say in the console gaming world, you got to regain, right? You have another match coming up. You can totally have a second chance at beating these guys, but it's going to be a hot United team down there waiting for you. So the Knights, they've done this a million times, right? This is not their first, second, or third events. These guys know how to have short-term memory. They know how to get this past them, and I'm sure after that performance, a lot of those matches were close, right? So I know they're probably thinking, all right, hey, a few more adjustments, and we can totally hang with these guys.
Yeah, that's spot on. I'm excited to see how they bounce back. If we could take a look at the championship bracket, just for a quick update for y'all that are just tuning in, maybe for the first time, if we do have it available, we did have the Pittsburgh Knights fall in the winners bracket final to the Kansas City Pioneers. We'll make it to the championship bracket final. Of course, in our losers bracket, we will have the Pittsburgh Knights playing live against E United, who's also red hot. That's going to be a really interesting one. But hey, for now, it's all about celebrating the Kansas City Pioneers, and just got word that the interview with KCP's very own coach, Jackal, one of my favorite humans in the Gears community, is live and ready. Over to you, Jordan.
Thank you so much, John. Coach, it is business as usual again for you guys. A very dominant victory. Listen, those control maps were overall, but really the control maps look so solid for you. How did you feel about your guys' performance in that opening match?
It was good. Yeah, there was just a lot. We went over a lot of VOD and I just like slowed it down, understood what PK was doing. Me and Zaisha and Ra was up like this morning, just watching their VOD, watching their district and stuff like that, watching their different maps that they were playing. I mean, we come out so hot on was it Reactor? Yeah, and then check out. There's a couple of misplays by us, but that was just on our part. And then TG again, just straight slaughter. And then district, they just come out shooting. All of them were just hitting every shot. Like Raul caught a 4-piece on what is it on Hill 5, I think it was. Yeah, like in Juice. So he just they were just the atmosphere was great. Like it was all hitting shots, all of them. Communication was on point. Proud of them, done really well.
Yeah, the guys are firing just overall on all cylinders. You already covered my next question. So let's talk about this. Bronny said that you guys were the underdogs in our conversation yesterday, and we've also seen it on Twitter. The guys are kind of feeding into that narrative, if I could say that. But did you feel like you were an underdog coming into this weekend?
Oh
in your
yeah,
opinion?
absolutely. Like Pro League, you know, everyone was having a great time, stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. Like Pro League E-Days, like it's now, literally now. This is what matters the most. And you know, some players will feel that pressure and some won't. I know that, you know, my players don't. It's just that simple. None of them feels the pressure. They love this. They love this. The pressure they have this time, and you know, the majors. They love it. It's great, and they perform even better under pressure, which is even more like fuel for our fire. You know, so it's great. Yeah, good
Absolutely. It
good times.
fuels them, it drives them, it makes them play better. And obviously, they're dominating. You've got your ticket into grand finals.
Yep.
Very exciting. But I do want to ask you, talk to me about Bronny as a teammate coming in, having some big shoes to fill. Why did you feel like he was such an important piece and the perfect fit for this roster?
Bronny hits shots. It's just that simple, you know. He hits shots. He knows where to go, what to do, how to do it. You know, like he hasn't got big shoes to fill. Like he's joining a championship roster, and it's that simple. And
Yeah.
he's gonna be a champion. It's just and it's just getting annoying that people are underestimating us. It's
Yeah.
just stop it. You know, stop it, please. It's just annoying. It's that simple.
Yeah. Simple. Just stop it. Just cut it out.
I mean,
Listen,
if they want to keep underestimating them, so be it. So be it.
Listen, if they keep underestimating you, you're gonna keep knocking them back and keep reminding them of who you are.
Yep.
I like that
Oh,
energy
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling going into grand finals? You said the confidence and everything, but what are you gonna talk about watching this next matchup between E United, PK? What are you gonna kind of tell your guys ahead of that one?
We're gonna watch the maps like E United and PK right now. Just kind of study, see what they do, and just talk about it as a team collectively. And just, you know, really understand what each player does at certain initials and retakes and whatever kind of execution map they play, and then whatever escalation map they play. So just gonna talk about it and flow the ideas off of each other, and then build off of there really. So.
All right, Coach Jackal, thank you so much. You guys are feeling confident, feeling good. KCP is looking very solid as they head in
Thank you.
to the grand finals. Now we've got E United versus the Pittsburgh Knights coming up right after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the Gears 5 Winter Major presented by the Batman.
We're supposed to be a team!
There you are!
Most useful. Enemy spotted!
You're in my line of fire!
Throwing Most useful. Enemy spotted!
In my line of fire!
Throwing frag! Throwing grenade!
Target eliminated!
And stay down! Come on! Fight me! Enemy spotted!
Take a seat.
I'm ready for ya! Get out of my way! Another down! Primed and ready!
Get some!
Incoming fire! Beauty! On!
Got eyes on a tango!
Shooting! Hunted human!
Team training grounds escalation though. PK put up a really good fight actually against KCP, and I'm surprised actually that we're going. Well, excuse me, I'm not surprised that we're going to it, especially United picking it, because even United had a fantastic game earlier against Rebel. They were unstoppable, 5-0ing there. No shock, we're seeing Spire come up again against the United, their weakest control map. We saw what happened with Rebel. Huge advantage for me for PK going for that one, as really in terms of control map pool wise, they're not as stacked, if you will, as they are in the other two modes against E United. But if E United can get to map number 5, huge deal. They let it through, as you said, Ribs, and so if E United honestly can get to that, surely E United wins that last map if they do, and you'd expect TJ Powers, etc., to really come out the gates off that one. But they need to get there in the first place, and that's a tough bit.
That's spot on. Obviously, the maps are one thing, but there's overall kind of keys to success as well. Let's go ahead and talk through Fran's keys to success franchise, one of the greatest to ever do it. Lucky to have his insights here. Let's get started. I'm not sure which one we're going to be starting with, but E United, Ribs, you want to take this one?
Yeah, of course. Play with tenacity. Let TJ and Power chef it up. So that chef it up is just classic Fran. Fran literally had to have typed that in, but I agree with him. TJ, in my opinion, has been the best execution player over the last few matches for his team.
What does that mean, chef it up?
Chef it up means let him cook.
Start cooking?
Let him cook. I mean, all the Gears players knows what that means. That means you're getting all your kills, you're hitting every shotgun spread, and you're feeling yourself. That's what TJ was doing yesterday versus Rise, and that's why they won that map 5. And then, of course, solidify execution. Afira has been strong. It's been your bread and butter, but can you win checkout? And that's a very good point. Fran, of course, obviously knows what he's talking about. Multi-champion. This makes a lot of sense, especially after we saw that cycle. If they could win that checkout, that's just going to be rest in peace to Knights and all the Latin American hopes of winning the championship.
Yeah, you're spot on. On the flip side, though, we of course have the Pittsburgh Knights. Toby, walk me through it.
Yeah, I love these from Fran. Honestly, regain. I mean, it's the first point after losing to KCP in such a way. You got to move on. You have to focus up and play, because that is probably the biggest issue right now for PK going into this one, especially the maps considering, is their mindset. Is it going to be on top form as we've seen the rest of the major, the rest of the Pro League? Hey, that remains to be seen. Let's see. Now, Stealing and Control. I mentioned at first that District Control was a bit more of a toss-up between the two. It's been a very good map for them historically, both teams. I think KCP really had the edge on District just because it's KCP, less so. If they can win the first map and then go into checkout, we know how good PK are on that map. We saw them beat KCP. That could be a 2-0 up very quickly indeed. And then United somehow, some way have to win 3 maps in a row, including Aspire. I mean, that's a huge challenge. So if PK honestly can keep their mind going and win that first one, steal that district control away, they have a huge advantage.
Agreed. Well, it's time for predictions here. This is obviously a tough one. Toby, let's start with you. Who do you think's going to take it?
This is the first time actually that I'm going against United this event. I was wrong earlier going with them against KCP, but honestly, I look at these picks and bans from the side of PK, and I'm actually very, very happy with them. Like I said, if they can win that district control and get to check out XE, huge advantage. It doesn't matter if Afira is last map, because honestly, United might not even get to that, especially considering how good PK is on TG. They are the best TG team statistically through Pro League this split. And also, Spire is just such a weak map for United that I just look at these maps instantly and just think PK. Honestly, I think they have this in the bag.
Ribs, about you?
I'm going to disagree entirely. I think aside from Spire being the only map that United is bad at, I think they could win the other 4 maps. I was wrong for going against United earlier against Rebel, but I thought I was going to get a different version of Rebel. I've already seen what United is doing today. They all look like they're playing amazing. It's going to be on the shoulders of Demise, though. I feel like he's kind of like the Brawny of the Pioneers, right? He just needs to step it up. He doesn't have to like go crazy. He just needs to carry his weight. I feel like the other 3 players on United have already been playing amazing. I want to see this all North American Grand Finals. United's going to win this one 3-1.
You want to see an all North American Grand Final? Who are you? Get him off the desk. Get him off this broadcast team, man. Listen, LATAM is the heart and soul of this community, brother. We got to see some LATAM representation. I'm going with PK. Again, my heart is saying PK. I'll be completely honest with you. I think United's going to win. Let me be very clear. But I'm going with PK regardless for all of the above reasons. We got to manifest, right? Hey, 2 for 1. Me and Toby both going in favor of the Pittsburgh Knights. United's looking really, really sharp right now, though. So I don't know. It's a tough one. It really comes down to whether or not the Pittsburgh Knights can regain. I love that first key to success because they got to be able to recharge, start from scratch, and catch fire here because United has been playing great. But with that said, hey, that's going to be it for us talking heads. Let's bring in our casters here as well as we get ready to send it over to them for this one. My man Blaze is dancing. He's excited. How you feeling, brother?
Yeah, man. It's the losers finals, okay? Pioneers in a position to defend their throne, John, and the 2 teams that's below them, they've already beat them in this tournament already. They're feeling comfortable.
True.
I just want them to get some great competition in that finals. But I don't know between these 2 teams who's going to come out on top, be honest.
I don't know, man. It's going to be a close one. But I got to say, I love that you guys are split, and Ribs is the deciding factor going United. Toby, Fallout, I can't believe you guys went PK. Well, I can't believe it, but that loss, did you not just see them lose to KCP like they just did?
I did, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah,
I did see that. That's why I said. Don't get me wrong. I really think United's going to win, but I still want PK for the fact that we need LATAM in the
So
finals.
you telling me that you're going to put your perfect prediction record on the line?
Uh-huh.
I am.
You want to switch it now? Like
I said the same thing with KCP. I said KCP's going to win, but I did pick PK. So technically, my perfect prediction record is
this
dead.
gone? All right. Well, you're washed.
Gone.
Okay.
All
right.
Because I got a lot of love for the Mexican Gears of War community, Mexico. I love you guys.
You play the crowd favorite.
I go with PK.
You do that.
No,
hey,
I'm manifesting what's best
at the
for
end of the day,
Gears
you roasted Ribs for going United and then abandoning Latin America, saying NA, who are you? So Fallout, you can't change it.
You can't.
Why would you change it? You want to go PK?
I'm
anyways.
sticking with PK.
I guess it
said
wasn't
PK
a good
from the very
argument,
beginning. I'm sticking with it. But hey, let's get gameplay started. Let's throw it over to y'all. Have a great cast, guys. Enjoy the gameplay.
Blaze, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about half the time. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how you casted me to decipher what I got to say, but Blaze, you're dancing away. It's major time. 1 match before grand finals, and we got PK and United. This has been a storyline between these 2 for quite some time now.
No, it truly has been, especially with these 2 organizations, right? And so United, over the last few times in which they've had to play PK in big matchups, they have got the best of them. Now, I don't know what the Knights are going to do in order to make the adjustments this time around, because the way that they lost against the Pioneers, knowing how important that matchup is,
right?
They're not feeling good about it, okay? That's obvious. But how can the Knights bounce back in a series? We're about to find out. They have been no strangers trying to win a chip from the losers bracket, okay? They've won a lot of loser bracket finals, let's be honest. So They know that they can get this one done, but it comes down to making sure that they got enough gas to win the chip.
Right.
So let's see if they do.
Gotta have that gas. You do, man. Pittsburgh Knights, they take a heavy loss, but Fran said it best, PK. Their win condition is they need to regain, and they also need to still a control. Both of those I wholeheartedly agree with, but EU United, they've got to feel all the confidence in the world. They were in loser bracket since second round of obviously the winners bracket. So they've been here a while. They've been fighting hard, and technically their first round since they had a bye round 1. So look, EU United, no stranger to loser bracket either here, but that's a great opening start for Pittsburgh Knights. You know, you love to see that, Blaze, after they lose on this very map against KCP, and then they win the initial. Maybe Pittsburgh Knights aren't as phased as I thought.
Maybe they are not. That was a fantastic initial for them to be able to win that fight, get set up. You see Fiercely, he'll be able to drop back towards his juice, get some downs for his squad to help them at the cinema, and he'll win his fight against Powers towards the middle. PK in a great position, but Raver's dropping, and now EU United, they're in a great spot to start collecting some time. This is where the Knights know they have to rotate towards next, get the spawn. EU United, they're playing ahead of the game as well, trying to take it. Now Powers, he has his opponents trapped where he wants. They're gonna probably press him to take him out this position. Oh, Monkeys didn't know. Powers, he keeps the death staggered. He'll let Monkeys time himself out. Got 2 players pressing him. He'll get a blind fire and reposition. He may go deep into the spawn.
I would.
Pulling these players far away from the hill. That stun gets the player in the back. You know he can get at least 1 kill out of it. It was close, but see how he drew back his opponent to that side of the map?
Right.
Allow his teammates to shift down and set up an arcade.
Look at Demise getting that active ready to go. 2 players from PK push forward. Demise sends it flying. He gets one of them. And that's going to be a nice kill and a good cleanup from Dyslexic to get both of them. And you brought up a great point. Powers bringing the competition to the back lines, giving enough time for, obviously, Demise to set up that drop shot. Dyslexic to get into the corner right next to Bandstand. Incredible performance. EU United, they now have a 44-28 lead, still very early on. And it has been a battle without question. One thing that's hurt Rebel was EU United's ability to be able to just outslay them. Dyslexic has been super consistent this major, and Powers has been doing deadly things as well.
He definitely has been. Now, the Knights, they're trying to break this setup, but they also know that they can't fight alone. You got some players, you know, taking some 1v1s, but then also on the flip side, the Knights trying to make big decisions on when to join that fight to play off that damage so they're not fighting several different 1v1s. And Des and I, with a well-timed engagement on the flank to play off his teammates' damage, he'll get those kills for his squad, but the Knights cannot drop back. They have to move forward. Powers, can he take one to the grave? He cannot. The Knights have full spawn control over P3 at Arcade. They'll be completely set up. Now, TJ is going to be work the bottom side of the map with his duo and Demise. He'll have the shot grenade. Mid-map is going to be Dyslexic, and Powers coming off the respawn down low. We'll see United try to break this from the top side. They want to clear out the rest of the map first.
I feel like this is really, not even arbitrarily, but this is an important hold for Pittsburgh Knights. Not because the United could take a significant point lead, but we've seen 2 pretty successful hills from EU United. Now that we're moving to the 3rd, and with Pittsburgh Knights setup and also having Monkeys with the drop shot, if EU United takes this quickly, it could be a big mental barrier for PK. Like I said, just losing to KCP on this very map. So I feel this is a pretty important hold for Pittsburgh Knights to keep their head back in the game. Powers unmarked. Monkey sends a drop shot flying. He'll get a hit marker, but Powers runs deep, and I talked about that retake and how it can affect a Blaze. There's the retake, and EU United did it by killing 3 members of PK, and I gotta say, I hate to say it, but they did it with ease.
They truly did it with ease, and PK need not be so scared in that type of situation because they played the fight closer towards the info and they got down. They could have honestly dropped back, allowed their opponent to touch the hill, use the drop, trade out their numbers. They lose, 10 points throughout it all, but at least they stay alive. And I just didn't like that defensive setup from them. They didn't have a lot of focus, and that probably came from EU United making their push simultaneously. That's why you push multiple lanes at the same time to make your opponent confused. forced them to have to make that perfect play.
And it was also Powers unmarked too, right? Monkey sent the drop shot out, but when the drop shot went flying, Monkeys at that point in time, and I don't think he planned it this way, but he started pushing through the smoke and then caught Monkeys off guard and was able to get that kill. So if Powers was marked, maybe that ends differently, but ultimately E United ended up handling. And another bad play for Monkeys. I think that's the second time he's been caught out from Powers, hiding in the corner. So he's going to have to keep his eyes out. And we know Powers, he's a sneaky guy, all right? Especially on Ritual, you just never know where he's going to be.
You never know where he's going to be, but he knows exactly where everyone is on the map at all times. It's like his superpower, able to find the quickest route to the objective to making a play, and he rarely ever fails. Now, PK, they're going to fail at grouping and getting their numbers together. It's still a 3v3 fight, though. So, as I digress, they'll be able to push towards this hill, starting to get these kills, Taylor. But they got to work together. They got to deal with this shot grenade.
That shot grenade's going to back him up. In the meantime, Demise is still going to be there waiting for the breakout retake attempt from Pittsburgh Knights. 30 seconds remaining, and Demise is going to go through the smoke. He's probably going to get blindsided. Meanwhile, on the hill itself, you see Dyslexic fighting hard. Powers, though, is going to take down Dezo. But in the hill, Pittsburgh Knights will find... No, they don't recover it because they push out, and E United's able to refresh. And what looks to be a positive takeaway for PK now turns into a detrimental one. They're forced to back up now and refight for the hill that they just fought hard to take.
Now you will see United get the rest of the scrap time. That's a huge kill coming in for the Knights, okay? Got to be able to get them the spawn location to set up for next. Now, it's PK down by 143 points, okay? They have been able to rotate early, at least to P2. They couldn't get it done in P3, but now they'll be able to in P4. Even though it's like back and forth, they are not able to hold the setups initially when they rotate to them. They're getting broken easily, and then they're fighting for scrap time where E United's still coming out on top of. So this is where the Knights, they need to win this team fight if they want to stay in this map. If they can't do it, hey, you can almost count them down 0-1.
All right, 193-76. PK forced to come back. Good foothold on the current hill, though. Powers waiting for either Monkeys or somebody to make a move, but really it's Powers who needs to make the move. And from the front end, I like that push out. Dezo with Raver is going to be able to at least get two. Nice job, but did they actually get two? No. Powers was there to get the pickup. Dyslexic tried his best, but unfortunately wasn't able to make it happen, and Dezo will pick up two for his hard works. And that is a great save and an important one because Pittsburgh Knights now are closing that gap, and all they need is a decent hill to make them feel solid. But watch out, the flank from Powers and Dyslexic will take down two.
It was like Raver's shot didn't come out there. Yeah, I thought he was gonna chunk Powers, but he just completely did the 180 and got to his teammates. So bad timing on when it comes down to the mechanical skill, but 60 seconds on the drop shot. The shot grenade is up. It goes in the hands of Monkeys. This next hill will rotate down low towards Hotel. You see United controlling the spawns. Fiercely is down. He can't get cleaned up. Powers doesn't rotate too far away from the fight, but he didn't have an out. That's 2 kills coming in for the Knights. They'll be able to transition to down low, but it should be E United getting these spawns towards the bottom side. Yep, the cog, you see. PJ waited for his team. Now they're a 3-man unit rushing across the bottom portion of the map. They're going to be in a good spot to contest this hill, but they're waiting for their teammate up top and Dyslexic to start drawing some fire his way.
Monkey's big fight, but he is going to get the best taken out of him in that moment. Powers has had his number, Blaze. I've seen Powers and Monkeys square off against each other a couple of times. Granted, Monkeys has been blindsided by him at least twice, but Powers seems to have Monkeys' number, and you want to talk about 2 guys who could slay out. That's going to make for an exciting series as a whole. Pittsburgh Knights have come back quite a bit.
They truly have, and it's been impressive, the decision-making, okay? Because you've seen as E United engaged and tried to flank the spawn side, the other players of the Knights who are defending the hill says, we're going to be proactive and try to fight our fight down here and get the kills, because they can tell based off their teammates' comms. If they're sitting next to them, hell, maybe it looks on their faces that fight may not go the way in which is planned. So we have to be proactive on the map, looking for the engagements while the numbers are even before they're out of their favor.
This mounting up, Raver at the forefront, the tip of the spear. This is for the hill. I like the flank from one, but I didn't know Dyslexic was also waiting in the shadows. They're going to be cleaned up quite succinctly. It's going to be Raver and Fiercely in the United. They're going to start where they at least had success, and that's off that first hill in Cinema. Dyslexic trying to keep Dezo back in the meantime. United will surpass the 200-point mark. If they can find good success here on this hill, they could be just 50 points away from victory. Pittsburgh Knights, they're going to need to retake it soon. They are mounting up to do so. Let's see if they'll find success.
Now, as the Knights, they got the mark on Powers there towards the Juice. They know that it's a clean 3v3 fight on the low side. Now, as TJ gets a deep smoke, blocks off the sight line, Monkeys tried to cut towards middle, but Powers hit the cross. Now he has to deal with Fiercely in the middle. Demise, he'll hold his angle with the right. Not gonna move. He'll move in, get the trunk traded out by Dezo, 2v2. Dyslexic goes down, 1v1 situation, Dezo versus TJ. And TJ can't get it done this time around. Dezenite clears the hill. PK collecting on time. They also are about to get the new shot grenade and put themselves in position for the new drop. United, they're kind of indecisive on how they want to make the next play, but they have to play for the power weapons.
I agree. Power weapon's going to make a big deal. You see them mounting up to potentially go for it. But they only send one guy, and that's going to be Powers. And, well, he's in a 1v2. And Dezo gets the pick right in front of him. I think Powers was stunned, so he couldn't do anything. And Pittsburgh Knights have a very real chance to take map number one.
That's a good trade.
One of the win conditions was take one of the controls from United. They might be able to do that. You mentioned a great trade. Well, look at Pittsburgh Knights now set up 10 toes deep on the new hill. We could have a lead change, which is something I didn't see taking place in Dyslexic dead from Dezo, and that was the drop shot, the power weapon you said United needed to fight harder for.
All right, so United, as they are trying to push through the Juice, they're gonna lose Powers and Demise. Well, Powers at least. Demise gets revived again. He'll stay in the fight for now. It's United stuck hip to hip. They'll be able to clean up another kill. Now they're trying to transition down low with 50 seconds on the hill. Powers gets the spawn that he wanted. He has the pinch on these Knights members as they're desperately trying to fight their way out of the situation United has created. United collecting on time. They'll protect their lead for now. This is where the Knights, they have to have a composure because you can quickly make a bad decision because you don't want United to get any more time. But this is where you're going to have to give up some time just to make sure you become a full squad. You take those few extra seconds to get on the same page.
I think for PK, keep the hill contested with Monkeys and then try and slowly rotate and trickle your players over towards the next hill. And I think that's what Pittsburgh Knights is trying to do. Dezo's going to be the front runner for that. TJ, though, I love his positioning for EU. He's going to be able to see the PK members if they're going to be rotating off. He backtracks, though. And now I'm curious about players 3 positioning because Dezo could very well make some big impact plays. He has been spotted, but he's going to be the main deciding factor as to whether or not he can hold on to the next hill for Pittsburgh Knights. But a big mid battle underway. They're fighting for the fresh drop. Powers is going to manage to get the cleanup. Fiercely is going to drop as well. He doubles back, gets his teammate back into the play. And obviously we'll wait for the fresh drop, which is going to come up at the moment. Now I mentioned player 3 actually died off, but still though, Pittsburgh Knights, I mean, they got to recover here. And this is the hill that they lost very easily before, Blaze.
Yeah, that is the hill that they lost. But on the other side, it was PK who had the hold. Now they're on an offensive trying to get the break. That's a good stun on Dyslexic, but no one's able to get the damage on TJ, and that's a double drop. Raver just has to stay alive. Dezenite can't do anything. United, they're going to take a breath, and they're thinking about victory. They might even be thinking about map number 2 at this point. Right. Last push from PK. They're rushing towards the top side. They got to move through the choke. Demise gets the call out to his team. You got some early flashes being tossed. No nades on the side of United. They have nothing, but it is a player able to contest the hill up under. He has to deal with TJ. That's a great down. That's 2 kills. This round will continue. This map will continue as you'll start to see United get set up for the next hill down low. They got to get into their fight. PK will meet them. They'll hold their angles in their right hand.
It's a great job for Pittsburgh Knights to continue to fight tooth and nail for every inch of the map. United 7 points away, but District is a different beast, man. We have seen teams be that close to victory and yet fall flat at the very end. Pittsburgh Knights, if they can just, you know, keep it together for a little bit. Monkey showing life. And he will run through one player, unfortunately shut down shortly after, and all the heroics will still put E United in control of the fresh hill, forcing Pittsburgh Knights to make the push. They're going to have a 3 frontal man unit push onto the left side. They've got to get in there. First one's going to be cleaned up. Demise, though, will drop in mid. This is a big kill, like you said. Pittsburgh Knights, they do have the hill, but can they get the cleanups around it? That's the big question. Any member they lose, that puts them closer to a loss. And, well, Blaze, I think that's going to be all she wrote with that final chunk. 300 to 244, E United will start off losers finals with a 1-0 lead.
United, they get it done, Taylor, and a great performance from them. They were able to mount a big lead early on in this game. They were doing a great job breaking PK's setups within the first 4 hills. They were really scrappy as well. They got a lot of time, and because, you know, the Knights, they tried to play some great control, okay? When they lost those fights, they were rotating early, but they just kept losing fights ultimately. And after E United surmounted that lead that they had by like 140, they had all the cushion in which they need to really just constantly keep the advantage in their favor by rotating early and setting up and taking their numbers.
Even though Pittsburgh Knights loses map 1, they didn't lose it as dramatically as I thought they were, Blaze. At the start, when E United took that massive lead, I really thought that KCP matchup hurt Pittsburgh Knights a lot, especially Monkeys, who was getting chunked left and right. Granted, it's because Powers was kind of hiding. By the way, love the first play. Just we see Fierce just get smacked around. Regardless, though, you got to be thinking, though, for Pittsburgh Knights, they lose map number 1, but they understand E United, they thrive on controls, Blaze. It's important for PK to win a control, but they're not going to win this one, and that's fine. They still have checkout execution coming up next, but I still think there's that never gave up. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, you have to, okay? They kept this first map respectable. And we're coming up on execution checkout and training grounds escalation, 2 of these best maps as a team. Also, let's not forget, the only reason why they even made it to the grand finals before is because they were winning every execution and escalation when we came down to our last major. These are their best 2 game modes. So the fact that they kept map number 1 close, hey, the assignment is still there. The game plan is there. They didn't get the win, but they knew it was going to be tough. Now they have to focus on checkout execution. If they take that, hey, this series is still in a good spot for them.
100%. 100%. If they lose it, well, you could raise some questions, but I mean, when does Pittsburgh Knights lose checkout? Like, very, very rarely. They didn't even lose it to KCP, despite it being exciting going to around 11. But you're 100% correct. Checkout execution is where PK thrives. This is their chance to tie up the series 1-1, head into Training Grounds. And you know what? Training Grounds isn't a bad map for Pittsburgh Knights, specifically against E United. Yeah, they've taken some losses to them. Actually, I don't think E United has lost to Pittsburgh Knights in the past month, guys. That's including all the E days. They ended up beating them in grand finals, and only 1 of the 3 times did the series go to a map number 5. But I do think, with it being a major weekend and with Pittsburgh Knights playing as well as they are, plus, come on, they don't want dyslexic going to grand finals. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? PK wants to reclaim the throne. We'll see if they'll be able to do so. Checkout's going to be a great turning point.
Nah, it really is going to be a good turning point. And regardless which one of these 2 teams go into the grand finals, it's going to be some LATAM representation, all right? Rather if it's the entire squad of the Knights or if it's dyslexic looking to pull an identities, you know, and be a sole crown holder of his own. Well, he won't be the sole one. He'll have to share it, but he got it without an entire LATAM team, which is something to be said, you know, right. Because, you know, a lot of those LATAM players who won, only one, he had to go join the NA team at the time. Now, I will say when it came down towards the skill of the 2 regions, NA was definitely better at that portion of Gears Esports during Gears 4, but now it's definitely even. I think it's 50-50 between NA and LATAM. So soon we will get another LATAM champion, but it's still to be said if it's going to be this event.
It's, yeah, is it going to be this event? Is it not? Pittsburgh Knights not moving into grand finals from winners is a big blow. But, you know, second place last major, they made it through losers, like you said, right? That time around, they ended up with Chaos instead of Fear's lead. There's still a chance here, but E United is definitely their arch nemesis. And also, I want you guys to know, if E United had to beat any team in the bracket, Pittsburgh Knights is the team they want to beat. So this is a personal personal matchup. I don't know if PK feels as strongly. I know they want to beat EU as well, but this is a matchup throughout Split 2 that has always been hotly contested, more so in E-Days. Obviously, they only played once in Pro League, but regardless, though, this is a personal one between both of these rosters, Blaze.
Yeah, nah, it really is a personal one, you know. Not even just over the last month, but over the last 2 years, Pittsburgh Knights versus E United has been a hot storyline. Pittsburgh Knights have historically the best LATAM players in the region on their squad. Yep. They are always in finals, and E United the same. They have had a dynasty roster up under their banner before, and they honestly they could have another one. Depending on how they perform over the next 2-3 hours. If they can come out on top with this major, they'll have that confidence in the next split of the Pro League, in the next majors as well, to be able to defend that title. And then, you know, you got Powers adding on to his legacy and just stacking up those chips with different rosters. So this is an important event for him to win as well.
So checkout. Why is PK so good on checkout, and why is it so difficult to beat him?
It has to be because they have that double-edged sword. You got Raver playing there towards the inside, and you know, Monkeys is gonna be there behind him in the middle. So, but Raver, he's super aggressive on that platform, and he forces people to play to him. He understands the timing of this game very, very well, and he takes advantage of it. Also, you still have Desanite in the back lane, who is always pressing up, utilizing that smoke, and forcing that player back there to have to worry about him. That's Desanite setting the pace for his team. He can throw shots on the inside. He can have Monkeys rotated out to him to get the revive on a quick pick. But between those two, they will always find a first blood in the play for their team. And they got Monkeys playing between, and Monkeys knows who needs his help more important than the other.
And Raver, just that name alone, man, it's strikes fear in me at least, right? We've seen him play so incredibly well throughout Split 2. This major, he's been making miraculous plays. And, well, if Raver is going to command attention on that platform fight, hey, it only tells me that E United needs to find a way to counteract him, whether that's with Lancers or, you know, timing your stun bet or getting in your face. They need to shut Raver down because you're right. Pittsburgh Knights and First Bloods, they know how to find him. And being a man down on checkout puts you at a tremendous disadvantage because it's all about that big team fight that we see on the checkout stands. And if you're in a 4v3, make that a 4v2, the chances of you winning that round, even if snipe, even if you have instants or nades, it dwindles down by a massive, massive percentage. But hey, this is an important map, guys. Pittsburgh Knights, they don't lose checkout often. But will they lose it this time? Well, it's up to E United. They've got to find a way to battle against Raver, Dezo, and the rest of the boys on PK.
Monkeys and Raver, they'll stack together, go out wide, a good shot on Demise. I will see a scope maybe getting picked up, but Desanite gets too close. Powers hits a fantastic shot, and E United on the offensive, just when they were on their back heels, they will be able to find the 2 kills that they need. Chainsaw battle gets the third. Actually, just a free chainsaw kill right there. It wasn't a battle. It was just a massacre.
Just a massacre. Jeez, man. Texas Chainsaw. Is it Halloween?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not in the winter major.
But I'm ready for Spooktacular season.
What are you dressing up as this year?
I am dressing up as
Hero Academia. Somebody, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we talk about Halloween all year round, you know, but, you know, I'm going to be the captain next year, you know? I'm gonna throw smoke.
I love it. I love it. Deza with the sniper. Big body shot of Powers. That'll back him up. Dyslexic on the flank, though, and can he disrupt the fight enough? Well, Deza's going to whip a shot onto him, too. Still a 4v4. Team's breaking up. I got to say, look at the mini-map Blaze. Look at everybody just scattering themselves out.
Yeah, Raver he had to back up super wide because he was getting pinched. E United knew that they had PK just to keep him trapped there. But as these battles broke out on an individual basis, it's the Knights who had better target selection, helping out their teammates around them to get that extra damage in, for them to get their numbers.
All right, 1-1 all tied up. Good recovery from Pittsburgh Knights. Dyslexic breaking the mold, going wide up top, getting the nades, throwing them out to no effect. Does he continue to do that, or will he be more useful in the team fight with his boys down there on the checkout stands? Let's find out as we head into round number 3. Powers on your screen, 3 kills to his name. Both once again, Pittsburgh Knights takes the opportunity to swing low, get the quick pick on the snipe. Powers, though, is going to get a trade, and that should bring it to a 3v3, but maybe only momentarily as E United loses another member.
Powers, he almost wanted to push through that smoke, but I think he had to dodge some nades. He had a lot of damage on those players, and he knows there ain't much he can do in this situation. It's going to be PK getting themselves another round, and that's off the back of aggressive play out wide towards that snipe. You saw a good shot come in from Raver to kick it all off. Even though he got down, once PK was able to back up, they hit United out in the open exactly where they wanted, and they were able to have that team fire to get the kill.
All right, Pittsburgh Knights continues to lead the way, man. And again, this is such a critical map for them to take. Even though things get scary, they do have that composure. TJ, though, getting above Raver, getting the incense. It's obviously because PK went down low to pick up the snipes. Both incense missed, though. You got PK trapped in mid-checkout lanes, but United's unable to capitalize.
This is slowing down a lot. You see Powers going out wide. He got the frag. Cut off nades deep behind multiple players. Not going to equate to any kills. But Desnite trying to get out with his team. They'll rotate the entirety of the map. United spreads all the way out. But this is where PK has to wolf pack with Dezo close by. He's going to be trying to find some shots, hit some body shots. That's a good frag. Didn't get anyone, just splash damage. That's a big down. Revive, double down, no cleanup. Revive, another down. Powers goes down, 4v3 for the Knights. They recover, and United trying to collapse, but they're not quick enough. They scurry back, trying to regroup. TJ caught out. Another 4v2 for the Knights. It's going to be up to Demise, Dyslexic, and they're going to be on their knees.
Pittsburgh Knights, Blaze, are just so impressive with the way that they prioritize fights, and also Wolfpack can utilize their numbers against EU. I feel like any team that they play against, they always find a way, speaking in terms obviously of Pittsburgh Knights, find a way to isolate players or isolate fights that just benefit them number-wise, and they do such a good job at doing that, and Checkout is just so difficult to beat them because of that very aspect. For Dyslexic, he has to go down the checkouts, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So we're going to have a good old-fashioned 4v4. Raver this time fighting for the incense.
And he hits a good shot on TJ. He can't turn that corner. Demise tried to get the down, but that's a quick revive. Demise fails. Insane comes through. 4v2 once again. Up to Powers and Dyslexic, trapped in the checkout lanes, but it's only going to be them who can make a decision, can make the play. Dyslexic can't do it. Powers has no hope.
No hope. Does United have hope? I don't know at this point. 4 in a row. 4-1. Pittsburgh Knights continues to play so well. Blaze, you highlighted Raver on that platform fight. That first shot that he hit, like you said, was so beautiful. Demise did everything in his power to try and wrap around. Pittsburgh Knights knew it was coming, and they shut him down before he even was able to get started, my goodness. For United, they need to really start chaining together some rounds, keep PK away from that coveted match point. Dyslexic going back to his old vices, heading up top, getting the nades. He doesn't flake this time, but by the time he gets there, is he even going to have a team to play with?
Yeah, I think he may. 3v3. Yeah! One less member. That's another down. Powers, he dodges the shot, he gets it down. But he takes the shots in the back, and that's gonna be PK up 5-1. 5 straight rounds, and you know, as Fran said on the keys to victory, yeah, you're good at a fear, but can you win checkout?
Don't think so. Hey, watch Dezo again. Watch that. I want to know what level book or which book did he read for this one, Blaze?
You know, honestly, that's in book 101. You know, slow down, plant your feet, go for the shot, little back roll. You know, he hit it.
Okay, so, you know, nothing too crazy, right? He's not on book 3, but book 101's all you need. At the end of the day, you just need your ABCs. And, man, that guy Dezo, he's got it. Once again, the United going down low. Go for Pittsburgh Knights went to try and pick up the sniper. They actually don't get it. They back up. The ensigns were conceded to United, but one was sent flying, and it doesn't have an impact. So TJ has one more remaining. And the good thing is they did get first blood onto Monkeys. So this is a round United has the advantage on, and we haven't seen that too often.
We have not. And United capitalizes on that advantage, picking up 3, picking up 4. They stay alive for now, but they have to have that same response that the Knights had. 5 rounds in a row. They got to take it one at a time, but right there, they had a better showing, able to get those incinerators off the plat, and that was able to get them the round win. So United just needs to protect themselves from the first bloods. If they are having a hard time getting first blood on the plats, they need to at least make sure they can get the power weapons for power. So he can create an opening for him.
All right, 2-5, he United. That's only one round. Many more are needed. Raver this time will be pushing directly into Dyslexic, but Dyslexic holds its ground, and that kill feed lights up completely blue as Monkeys will fall. Demise will pick up one, and into the blender. PK goes 2 rounds back-to-back. Very convincingly won from E United. And I'm not even going to put the juju on you as to, hey, is E United going to come back or not? But I'm just going to say E United playing better those last 2 rounds than we've seen in the entirety of this checkout map.
They really have been. And it's off the back of TJ. We got to watch him, okay? He's up there. He's looking fresh, and you know, so far he's been able to win that battle to get the incineraries. He has the smoke in hand. Up A's it, gets it on the other side. 2 flashes on a plat. The one on the back stuns Raver. He'll get a free shot on Fiercely, but the fadeaway made it a 3v3, but Powers is able to get the inside kill. 2v2, 2v1, and it's the Knights taking the map.
Wow, they take the map, and that means they tie up the series, but I was getting a little bit worried. Those 2 rounds were dominant in 7-8. Even round 9 started off great with TJ getting the first blood, but you know what, Blaze? At the end, Pittsburgh Knights, they hold their ground, they regain momentum, regain composure, and that means we have Trading Grounds Escalation is going to be coming up next. That's going to be a fun one to watch, a lot to break down, but that's going to have to wait until we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Riddler's asking for you.
Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes.
Lie to me, Alfred. Maybe this is all coming to an end.
The Batman, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX. Only in theaters March 4th.
We built this facility off the grid to train the next generation of Spartans. To be a Spartan, you must become the impossible.